I'm trying to figure out what that face is, Fester. Fester just walked in with like this face of disgust. Can you explain? What is the face of, like, disgust, pain? I'm trying to describe it the best I can as we roll on the air here at 6:01 on a Tuesday morning.
All right, so our office is on the second floor of an office building.
Yes.
And I do really well if I can climb the stairs one time.
Oh, jeez.
However, this morning...
Dude, how do you run around oh, that's right. You guys have golf carts.
Yeah, I have golf carts.
Did they replace all the golf carts that burned to the ground during the fire over at General RV?
All brand new ones.
All brand new golf carts. Yeah, if you don't know this, folks. How many months ago? Was that before Christmas? Or
September.
What? Really?
Yeah.
That long ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a fire at General RV right off I-4 in lovely Dover.
Yes.
And did they ever determine what happened? Like some overloaded charger, or did some employee have a campfire going at the camping center, or what?
I think it might have been a homeless encampment.
No, get out of here. Yeah. Anyway, there was a fire outside of General RV, and it was like where their golf cart charging corral was. And did like 20 or 30 golf carts get totally destroyed?
I think more than that.
Holy crap.
50 golf carts.
Yeah.
All just carcasses.
Yeah, they drive all around their lot on these golf carts. That's right. So I was going to say, you guys have many, many acres of RVs over there. For folks that don't know, Fester, part of the MJ Morning Show, and prior MJ and BJ back to mid-90s. And after we initiated the shutdown of our first run of the MJ Morning Show from 1994 to 2012. We had an 18-year stretch. After we shut down the MJ Morning Show, the first time, Fester went into the RV business, and he's been working at General RV as well. That's kind of really his full-time job?
This is just farting around with my friends.
Yeah, this is because, as you've told me, what you get paid here wouldn't even, pay for your wife's Tesla lease. Or whatever it is.
You're right. You know what? It wouldn't.
All right. So your disgusted face. And then I got to talk about the UC. I had a UC encounter this morning.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. UC encounter. Details in a second. Yeah, go ahead.
So we're on the second floor. I do pretty well climbing up the stairs once. I get all the way up to the top of the stairs and realize, you know what? I left my phone in the car. I should go down now and get it. So I had to go back down, get the phone, come back up. Now I'm breathing a little heavy. And after 2 trips, I find myself slightly winded. And then I make my way to the office, get the headphones, come into the studio. I'm still in recovery mode. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to walk in there huffing and puffing, because then I'm just going to say, you have been getting fatter lately. You are really out of shape. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep my mouth as closed as I can while
it was
breathing.
Almost like you were holding in vomit.
I wish you still would close it.
I'm going to keep it as closed and breathe as heavy as I can. But apparently that gave me like this scowl underbite deal.
Yeah.
And then I look at you first and you're like, what? And I'm like, nothing. Those stairs.
A little sweaty on the head.
Now I know why Pat George uses the elevator, man.
Dude, you're in such awful shape physically, dude.
I feel fatter.
I mean, walking up one flight of stairs to the second floor of the... No, you're walking up one flight of stairs. You're going from the first floor of the lobby to the second floor.
Right.
That's one flight of stairs.
That is a tolerable amount of exertion. However, I did it twice, and at, I don't want to say at speed.
Guess what? Me and MJ had to carry you down those steps, so how do you think we feel?
Well, you had gravity working for you.
Oh, that's right. When you had your
sick.
You had your sickness, your medical condition. We had a, seriously, it was like
us and like 5 other people.
Yeah. We had to enlist. There were some workers in the building. So I had a UC encounter this morning. Does anyone know what a UC is?
Yeah.
What?
I think undercover cop.
No.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
No. Now UC, in police terminology, UC can mean undercover, but in this discussion, no.
UC encounter. Michelle punched you before you left. Uppercut.
Ooh, that's a good guess.
You see?
That is a good guess. That's good.
That is incorrect. Michelle did not uppercut me before I left the house this morning.
Bye, babe.
I had a UC encounter. It's an urban coyote.
Ooh.
Whoa, I would have never got that.
Yeah, that's a stretch.
Well, I found this story online because I was just looking up St. Petersburg coyotes, and I found this whole story about urban coyotes and what you need to know. In fact, I'm printing it out right now. You might be able to hear the printer in the background, but I want to print this out. Literally riding into the office complex this morning, folks. We're right near Gandhi and 4th Street. We're in the old Koger Executive Office Park. Now it's called like Bay Point, Bayfront, Bayschmuck, something. I don't know what it is. So, we're in a pretty urban area here. Now, granted, we have some woods nearby, but folks, there are coyotes. If you remember, sometime last year, there was one in a little grassy area right off our parking lot, and I snapped a photo or I took a video. I posted it up on my Instagram, and then a short time ago, 40 minutes ago, coming into the radio complex, into the building area, I'm looking up ahead. I'm like, what the hell is that large thing walking across the road? Jeez. What is that?
His alarm.
It's an alarm I set.
Why do you have an alarm for 6:07 right in the middle of our opening segment?
All right, this explains a lot. I took a nap yesterday, and I set it for 6:07 p.m., and it didn't go off.
Now you know why you didn't
And
wake
I,
up.
I slept till like 6:45 in the afternoon. I was like,
God.
oh my God, where'd my alarm go?
You're a mess.
Oh, well. And I set it for 6:07 a.m. That makes total sense now.
Huge,
Derail this.
massive coyote. As I'm driving into the office complex, I'm looking up ahead. I'm like, what is that?
It's the second one you've seen in like a year.
Oh,
isn't it?
yeah, because I took a video last year. There was one kind of lounging in a grassy area in our parking lot when I rolled in about 5:30. And then this morning, something is walking across the road. I'm like, that's not a dog. I thought maybe for a second it was a bear, but as I got closer and I rounded the corner, it was standing right next to a little wooded area. Huge, big coyote. Right here in the office park. And I just printed out a story, what you need to know about Florida's urban coyotes. Man, I was looking for the Acme rocket skates. Do you know that there was a movie that was shelved? One of the things that's going on with some of the movie companies these days is they're shooting movies, they're completing movies, and some of the movies, and there's like a whole list of movies that are never seeing the light of day.
Why not?
Because they're taking a tax loss. They've decided that they're not going to release a movie. There's a whole controversy, and some of the movies are supposed to be good, but there was a movie based on the Roadrunner and the Coyote. I think, here it is. Fester has found it. Coyote versus Acme. And this is a movie that Warner Brothers has totally shelved. It was completed, and we'll never see it. They're throwing it away. Tens and tens of millions of dollars, and they're chucking the damn movie. All right, so I saw a Coyote this morning. There were no Acme rocket-powered roller skates. There was no giant fall off a cliff with a little poof of smoke down in the bottom of the canyon. But I found a whole story on urban coyotes. All right, hold on to that thought. Just getting rolling here on the MJ Morning Show on a Tuesday. Let's grab traffic. Oh, Pat is back from his cruise.
Okay, traffic's already.
How much is that worth, heaven a place on earth? Assign a dollar value for insurance purposes. All right, 6:22 at the MJ Morning Show. just got a text. If you're just tuning in, well, welcome to the program. We appreciate you being an early listener. However, you did miss the whole opening segment, so try to figure out a way to catch the entire show. In fact, just a little programming note, folks. If you like what you hear when you listen, imagine what you're missing. Yeah, this is a solid show from start to finish every single day, and we would appreciate listening to the whole thing. Also, remember, if you miss live chunks, we're podcast every day. The whole show is put together in a podcast form, and it's available for download roughly around 11 a.m. every single morning on all the major platforms. Just do a search for MJ Morning Show on Q105, and then you'll find the various downloads available with the date of every show. So, and also, we appreciate it when you spread the word about the MJ Morning Show. If anyone ever asks you, hey, what do you listen to in the morning? If anybody asks you, just tell them you listen to the MJ Morning Show. I'm talking about coworkers, friends, relatives, whatever. You know, be an ambassador. We love word of mouth. I mean, that really is the most effective form of advertising, is word of mouth, and we highly would appreciate it if you continue to spread the word about the MJ Morning Show, pound for pound, the absolute best content on morning radio in the entire Tampa Bay market. So help us spread the word continuously to listen to the MJ Morning Show every morning here on 104.7 FM, which is Q105. I was just chuckling a moment ago, Fester.
Yes.
Because I just got a text from the cake girl's husband, Kirby.
Oh, how's he doing?
Apparently, he's over 100 flights of stairs on his Stairmaster right now. After we opened the show a short time ago with Fester rolling into the studio with like this look of disgust on his face. And then with a little bit of investigation, we found out that Fester was just out of breath and holding in, I guess, his physical pain. And that's why you had a look of disgust on your face.
Yes.
And it was all because you walked up one flight of stairs to the second floor of our radio studio.
2 times.
And obviously the cake girl's husband is listening. And this is already 6 minutes ago that he's already over 100 flights of stairs on his Stairmaster.
Okay.
And that was in 20 minutes. And listen, this guy's wife makes cake. All right?
Brag much?
Yeah. My wife makes cake and I climb stairs.
This guy has access to endless cakes and cupcakes. The cake girl's husband is already 100. Is it 100 flights of stairs?
I think
You're about to drop dead. You walked up one flight of stairs.
twice I walked up one flight of stairs.
Man,
and I think Kirby and I find different things funny.
Okay, well, I'm very entertained so far this morning. Hey, so this morning, if you were listening in the last segment, I saw this huge coyote in the office park driving in this morning. Saw it twice, saw it down the road. I'm like, what is that? I thought it was like Bigfoot crawling on all fours. And then as I turned the corner, I saw it on the grass right as I was turning into the street that our building is on. And then I did a quick search this morning about St. Petersburg coyotes, and I found this whole story from something called stpetecatalyst.com. I have no idea what that is, but it's what you need to know about Florida's urban coyotes. You might see them sprinting across a neighbor's yard or trotting down a sidewalk, a small gray or brownish canine. No. This was not small. This is a big freak. This is like a mutant coyote.
I mean, generally speaking, coyotes aren't enormous.
This was the size of a German Shepherd, man. This is a big freaking coyote. And indigenous to the western United States, they've been documented here in Florida. Well, I've seen them twice now in our office park. They are here. Yeah, here. They're now coyotes in all 67 Florida counties, but originally from the western United States. Maybe some of the ones from like Yellowstone made their way to St. Petersburg. That's what I'm thinking.
So the city of Tampa has a dedicated information page off of Tampa.gov about coyotes.
Really? So, yeah, we got a lot of coyotes here in the Tampa. This is like an 8-page story on St. Petersburg coyotes, of which I saw one of them this morning. All right, this is going to be right up Froggy's alley. Froggy, speaking of wildlife, I know that you love conspiracies, and you're pretty much a Momo just glued to YouTube.
What'd you call me?
How many hours a day are you watching?
Momo.
Yeah, how many hours a day are you watching conspiracy videos on YouTube?
Well, I multitask. While I'm working, I ally watch a good video.
All right, so again, answer my question. About how many hours a day are you like?
Not many, like 17. But as many as I work.
All right, I saw this headline over the weekend, and I didn't get to this yesterday, but I'm getting to it now. The minute I saw this, I'm like, up, Froggy.
Good. I'm glad you're thinking of me.
TMZ had this story. NFL prospect Tip Riemann, believer in the birds aren't real movement.
Oh, yeah. That's real. I mean, birds aren't real.
See, I told you. I guess this guy's a big NFL prospect. I don't know if I'm pronouncing Tip. I'm pronouncing right. Tip. His last name is Reiman. Is it Tip Riemann?
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah, I guess he's a big potential NFL prospect, and he's a total believer in the birds aren't real movement. Folks, do you realize that there are people that don't believe that birds are real?
Go to YouTube and type in bird frozen. There's a person driving down a road.
See, I told you.
And there's a bird in flight just frozen in the air.
No, it's not.
Bring it up. No, it's not.
I told you. Look at this. Froggy's quoting specific YouTube channels.
You explain it then.
All right, so Tip Riemann.
Former Illinois football star Tip Riemann had the most memorable quote of the NFL Combine so far, telling reporters he believes that birds are not what they seem. For those who aren't in on the joke, the birds aren't real movement made waves a few years ago when a guy named Peter McIndoe, like
Okay.
McIndoe,
Yeah.
created a satirical conspiracy that winged animals are actually spy drones for the U.S. government. A bunch of people joined in on the troll job, but it goes beyond that. For some, it's a goofy trolling, it's a joke, but there literally are people that believe that birds aren't real. You know, I think it started off as kind of like a conspiratorial troll joke, like a spoof, but then it's kind of grown into there are really people that don't think that birds that are flying around are real.
You know who's in on that conspiracy? Or who's in on manufacturing the fake birds? Merlin. Do you have that app, Merlin?
What?
You don't have that?
No.
It's so much fun.
I remember there was a little toy when I was a kid named Merlin.
Yeah.
It was like a little wizard. Fro, you remember that?
He was a wizard.
No, well,
From Sword in the Stone?
no, there was a game.
Yeah,
Remember-
it was like different colors, right? Was it no, it was
No.
there it is. Fester found it.
Yeah, Merlin. It was like this. It was like a phone. It was the shape of a phone, and it was like this game called Merlin, like from the late 70s or something, mid to late 70s. I remember this thing. We had Merlin. We also had, what was the UFO looking thing with the Simon? We had Simon. We had Merlin.
If you go to YouTube, motionless bird suspended in midair
There we go.
continues to puzzle.
Yeah.
There's a video of a bird motionless in the air, just in the air, floating.
So this NFL prospect, this Tip Riemann, I guess during a presser, he was asking reporters, have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
Have you? I haven't.
No, is this guy being real, or is he part of the troll joke about birds not being real? Anyway.
MJ,
Yes.
I think it's important now to
What?
talk to the resident NFL prospect coach in the room.
Oh.
Roxanne Wilder moonlights as a media consultant for these young men who are entering the draft, going to talk to these billion-dollar teams.
On how to handle the media and the spotlight.
This guy sounds like he was in my class for too long.
No, seriously, Roxanne, people don't know this, but Roxanne has a little side hustle where she coaches young athletes that are about to go pro about how to handle the media.
Yeah, they're good. They're good kids. I love
Yeah,
Gen Z.
They're good kids.
What's your position on birds aren't real?
So the funny thing is we do all these exercises and go through mock questions
Yes.
for Chung questions because when they're at the combine, they ask them crazy stuff. When teams do interviews, they ask them crazy stuff. They've kind of pulled it back a bit. They used to ask them, they used to come right out and say, "Are you gay?" Like there were teams that would do that
Really?
years ago. Yes. And they're not allowed to do that
Whoa,
anymore.
whoa, whoa. What year did that stop with teams asking, are you gay?
There's a story about
2019.
there's a story about the Atlanta Falcons, how, they worked that in. But anyways, there are other silly questions they ask, like, would you rather be a cat or a dog? Would you rather be, a bird or
Was that like a
snake?
psychological quiz or
Yeah.
something?
Exactly. And it's to see
You're
how
like,
they
can I just throw the ball?
Yeah, I know. But it's to see how they react under pressure. And so this guy is like, he's just taking the improv too far. He's taking these crazy conspiracy theories and running with them.
I don't know if he's part of the troll game or whether he really believes it because it started as a troll game, but there are people that have jumped in, but they're not in on the gag. They really think the birds are fake. All right, 6:33 at the MJ Morning Show. Speaking of crazy crap, early morons in the news and a spectacular pile is next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. I can... You send your kid to daycare, and well, things don't go according to plan. Give me just something really bad that can happen if something happens to your kid at daycare.
Well, they could wet their pants and mom didn't remember to put diapers and stuff in there. I don't know.
Not what I'm looking for. Fester, what's one of the worst things that can happen after you drop your kid off at daycare?
From firsthand experiences, when I was dropped off at daycare in the mid 70s, I ate all the glue. All of it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Of course you did.
Yeah. All of it.
Yeah.
Like,
Stops you out, doesn't it?
Fluffernutter.
all of it.
Not what I'm looking for. Froggy, what's something really bad that can happen? You know, this is like a Family Feud question. Name 5 things that can really go wrong at daycare. Welcome to the feud.
What kind of host do you think you are? Ugh, you're horrible. I'm Louis Anderson.
Yeah, we got Louis Anderson
the
here.
best host of the feud ever.
No, Louis. Come on.
Now, I'm the best.
Dude, the original Richard Dawson was the
now,
best.
please, that molester used to kiss everybody on the lips with his horrible boils and disgusting open wounds in his lips.
Louis, Louis, you found Richard Dawson kind of attractive.
I never kissed him on the lips.
Unfortunately.
I'm sure you would have liked to.
I kissed him somewhere else.
Anyway, Froggy, what's something
Yeah.
something really bad that can happen at daycare?
I'd say you'd show up and all the lunch food's gone.
What?
Oh, I'm still living. Hang on.
I would say that your kid gets a cut or is injured, broken arm,
Oh,
maybe.
dude, you're the closest of all.
Thanks.
Can you imagine? Here it is. Froggy, you're the closest.
Well, look at that.
Can you imagine you drop your kid off at daycare
And
with 10 fingers?
oh
Kid comes home with 9.
no, I can't even think about this stuff, guys.
Do you really need all 10, though?
You really don't. I know a bunch of people without one.
Yeah.
What the hell? Parents of a 2-year-old are trying to figure out what the hell happened and looking for accountability after a daycare mishap. Their toddler lost part of its finger. Yeah, just another day for Tonisha Anthony, mom of Sawan Sutton.
Hold on. The mother's name is Toe, and the son lost a finger?
No. The mother's name is Tonisha.
What do you think she goes by amongst her friends?
Hey,
Yeah.
Toe.
Hey, Toe. Let's get Toe on the line.
All right, so Tonisha
Toe the line, Toe.
Anthony, mom of Sion Sutton, dropped Sion off at the Rising Stars of Farmville, a local daycare. This is up in Greenville, North Carolina.
Sounds lovely.
Dropped the kid off around 11 a.m., then got a notification that little Sion, that, by the way, is S-E apostrophe A-W-N, Sion.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Dropped the kid off, then got notified a short time later that he hurt his finger. And then she gets there, couldn't believe what she saw. They unwrapped his hand, and the only thing I could see was a nub. Oh, my God, she said. It was so bad, I couldn't even stomach it.
Poor kid.
The kid was rushed to the Eastern Carolina University Health Medical Center emergency room, and part of the kid's finger is missing, and now they're trying to figure out what happened. So they had the piece of the finger, but surgeons at the hospital could not reattach the finger, unsuccessful.
I bet you got caught in a door or something.
Yeah.
As a family-oriented child care center committed to providing quality services, Rising Stars of Farmville regrets that a toddler in its care suffered an injury to a finger last week and are hopeful the child experiences a speedy recovery. We are cooperating with North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services officials, which is investigating the matter. As an organization, we remain committed to providing high levels of services and care to our customers and serving the community in the best way possible. That's a statement from the daycare center, who, under their care, a 2-year-old lost a chunk of his finger. What the hell?
I mean, accidents happen, but
That would upset
you like
me.
you like to keep your appendages.
So he didn't lose the whole finger. It sounds like he lost like top knuckle.
He lost a piece of a phalange.
Dude, a large portion of his finger is gone.
I think any portion
being-
chopped off is a large portion.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, especially on a 2-year-old. But I mean, can you imagine you drop your kid off at daycare and then you get a call, hey, there's been an accident, and you show up, the kid's hand is wrapped in a towel. Oh, and yeah, here's the rest of the finger over here, and then the doctors can't attach it?
It's like a circumcision. You want to get it done as youthful as possible, as young as possible.
you
You,
don't
won't
wanna-
remember it.
Listen, this thing's not going to grow back like a lizard tail.
You know
No,
what
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying?
I mean, he's
It's
just going to
gone.
grow up without a finger. He won't even know how it happened.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's true.
Hey, you want to hear about some instant karma? Next, early morons in the news story. Instant freaking karma. A sex offender fleeing cops crashed into an Amtrak train. What the heck? A sex offender suspect was killed near Eugene, Oregon. He was fleeing Oregon State Police troopers in his vehicle. The suspect, who was not immediately identified, reportedly fled troopers around 7:50 a.m. early Sunday morning after they attempted to stop him for being out of compliance with his sex offender registration requirements. Officers had initially responded to a report of a disabled, illegally parked vehicle near north end of the airport, whatever. Upon investigating the driver, troopers found that he had been out of registration compliance since 2019. Sex offender.
And they're just now getting to him?
They moved in to arrest him. He jumped in his vehicle and fled.
He obviously didn't check the train schedule.
Troopers lost track of the vehicle, but it was soon located, headed eastbound, attempting to cross the railroad tracks. According to the release, the car collided with an oncoming Amtrak. Oh, my God! Holy hell. So, sex offender, fleeing the police, instant karma.
Feel bad for everybody on the train.
Yeah, the judgment is in. Judge Amtrak.
Oh.
Judge Amtrak.
You like that, Judge Amtrak? Yeah, so
I'm not against sex offenders,
getting hit by train.
I mean,
No.
seriously, if I'm going to put some bunch of people up against the train, it's those.
Guy expired on the scene. No reported injuries to the passengers or crew on the Amtrak, but the train was delayed while the crash was investigated. Hey, remember, I was on the Amtrak auto train from Sanford up to Lorton, Virginia with Julian, and around Goose Creek, South Carolina, we smashed into a big old Buick or something stuck on the railroad tracks. And it turned out it was a drunk driver. It was some Vietnamese dude. And it was drunk driver had gotten stuck on the tracks and got out of the vehicle, and our Amtrak, our auto train, plowed into the car. So I've been on a train that hit a car.
I saw a video of a FedEx driver sitting in his car on tracks for some reason, and the train took off the back of his truck while he was in the car. And there's a video of it, and he's just like, the back of his truck is gone.
Well, there's all kinds of reels that pop up on my Instagram.
It's great stuff.
With trains hitting trucks.
And people.
There's like a truck, a giant flatbed, and it looks like it's hauling a giant propeller for one of those electric windmills, and it can't get across the tracks fast enough, and the train comes and just blasts through that. Son of a... All right, 6:51 at the MJ Morning Show. Yes.
I was on a train that hit a person.
Okay.
Oh, my
That
God.
is
Way to
horrifying.
morbid it up even more.
Well, someone said people, and I said I was on one of those trains. Happens.
Really?
God.
What, like just walking on the tracks?
I think it was a purposeful.
Oh, really?
I think it was purposeful.
Purposeful. Intentional?
Yeah,
That
intentional.
sucks. 6:52 MJ Morning Show. Early morons in the news. Done. What's this? Crash on, where is that? Oh, look at that. Look at the crash on Dale Mabry.
Where is it?
Dale Mabry right near 275. Got a bashed up car. Holy crap. What is that? Yeah, right near 275 in Dale Mabry. It's a nasty old wreck. I guess tying things up. 6:52 at the MJ Morning Show. 7 o'clock hour starts next. Oh, Stanley Cup story. You know, the
Not the hockey trophy.
no, not the trophy. The actual cup that everyone wants and drinking out of. Yeah, Stanley Cup saves another life. But then also there are reports that there's lead in the Stanley Cup. So I don't know what the hell to believe. All right, so if you're into Stanley Cups, you got to hear this next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. I don't know what the hell is the matter with the Baldwin family. And they got Alec Baldwin is going to go on trial. What do they say, Fester? In June or July for the whole on-set shooting on that Rust movie. You got the armorer that, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, she's on trial now.
Right.
I haven't seen an update on that. But, you know what? I did see an update. I saw something, I think, over the weekend that someone testified that Alec was using the gun as like a pointer, that he would just point to stuff on the set with the gun. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a prop.
The bottom line is there's no way that a live round or live bullet should have been on a movie set. That's just insanity. But the point I'm trying to make is I've got another Baldwin-related story, which is gross, which is disgusting. What is wrong with these Baldwins? We'll get to that coming up in just a bit. The Stanley Cup craze. But wait, there's more. Welcome, folks. MJ Morning Show. The 7 o'clock hour is here. Obviously, a very entertaining segment in effect right now. Don't forget, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ Morning Show in about, 20 minutes or so. So around 7:25 every morning, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ Morning Show. It is just minutes away. So the latest on the Stanley Cup, and I know that some people are addicted to these. There are people that have like 10, 15, 20 of these damn Stanley Cups. I don't get, and they're expensive. Aren't they like $40 a pop? I mean, this is a metal cup. I mean, what do you think it costs to make this thing? $1 or $2? And they sell for what, $40, $50?
It's at least $3.
People are hitting each other to get those special edition ones at Target. Remember that?
Yeah, before
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, they had a special red one.
All right,
and
so
they
I've
were
got-
collectors.
I've got good Stanley Cup. I got bad Stanley Cup today.
We did some bad Stanley Cup last week. The Stanley Cup little extra benefit you get is your lips look like smoker lips.
Yes, like Mag does.
I don't think we talked about that, did we?
No, we did about what people are doing to make their lips.
Straws.
Yeah, we thought it was.
Hold on. Okay, refresh my memory, Rox.
Last week we talked about how you said doing this ages you.
Oh, yeah. I was okay. Yeah, because I've had another item regarding the Stanley Cup since last week that I never got to, and now I'm digging that back up because I'm going to pair it with something fresh on the whole Stanley Cup deal. Yeah, last week we were talking about how the Stanley Cup is so popular, people jamming the straws in. And so you got tons of people drinking out of cups. And I guess there's more cup usage, more straw usage. And we had an item last week about how straws are causing wrinkles. That there's like, you can always tell like a smoker that smoked for like 20, 30, 40 years because they have all those wrinkles and lines and they kind of get... like butthole mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
All just kind of puckers
Yeah,
for one.
exactly. And people that smoke a lot get those lines.
It's like when you bite a popsicle and you look at it, it looks like a butt.
I know what you're talking about. It's a certain type of popsicle. It has to be like the round.
Yeah, it looks just like a butthole.
Like the rocket. Froggy, really?
Isn't that what you said?
I think I might have.
Okay.
All right. So, but I think I did it more delicately.
No.
right, well,
he's talking
you,
about.
you did it more bluntly, I
He
think.
was talking about delicious popsicles. You're talking about smoke.
I mean,
All right,
for
you
real.
want good Stanley Cup story or you want bad Stanley Cup story first?
Let's start with the good and then save the bad for last.
All right.
Yes.
The good is a Stanley Cup apparently saved a woman from getting shot.
Oh wow.
Oh, so it's got like bulletproof vest materials in it?
Yeah, they're pretty tough.
Crazy.
A lady's in her house drinking out of her Stanley Cup, and her house is hit with a barrage of bullets, and a bullet went through her home and ricocheted off of her Stanley Cup. Fester, do me a favor. Give me some ricochet sounds. Bring up. Go to YouTube.
Okay.
Go to YouTube and just type in ricochet bullet sound effects.
All right. I think I have something right here. I got a stupid ad.
Yeah, let the ad play. All right.
3, 2, 1.
Then leave it alone because you can't operate a computer.
No, skip the ad.
All right, skip the ad. Hey, I need ricochet sounds. I need a variety because as I tell the story, I want to play classic ricochet sounds.
Like
Like that.
whoa.
Oh yeah. Listen to this. Oh, perfect. Woo, yeah.
Whoa.
These are like right out of the movies.
Watch out.
Oh yeah, that's like a cartoon one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, these perfect. Yeah, these are ricochet sounds.
Come on, hit me. Whoa.
So a woman is in her home.
Dance. Dance, boy.
A lady's in her home in Steubenville, Ohio, and she's saying that a Stanley Cup has saved her life.
What does the cup look like?
A stray bullet shot through her home and ricocheted off her Stanley Cup. That's a nice neighborhood you're living in. Her home was hit with like 7 or 8 rounds. Was this targeted? Was this like a mob hit? Listen to this. This woman, a 22-year-old woman by the name of Rachel, posted a video online, "My Stanley Cup saves my life," when there's a shootout in front of my house. Yeah, this woman put up a video online. It's got millions of views. Rachel shows the damage that the stray bullet did to the home that she shares with her partner, and then shows the Stanley Cup that has a bullet graze mark. The Stanley Cup took the bullet, deflected it, or else it could have hit her in the head.
That's amazing.
7 or 8 gunshots were heard outside of her home, and then there was a really loud bang, and one of the bullets entered her home and then ricocheted off the Stanley tumbler cup that she was drinking out of.
That's awesome.
Oh, just like that. Or that. Oh, or that.
How many of these sound effects do you have?
This is 3 minutes of classic ricochet sounds.
I mean, you got to think.
You know what? We should get this as our ringtones. Wouldn't that be funny if you're
Yeah.
People
Everyone
ducking all
attacks.
around you.
Oh, that's a classic right there, that one.
Yeah.
You know, when you hear these, you know, you've heard these in TV shows and movies. Oh, that's another.
I feel like I'm watching Tombstone.
Yeah, or a cartoon. Yeah, watching Bing, 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 Ricochet Rabbit or something on the Cartoon Network. Yeah. Anyway, she's lucky as hell. All right, that is good Stanley Cup story. Now, you ready for bad Stanley Cup story? Yeah, I had this last week. I just never got around to it. But, you know, it's important because the Stanley Cup, I don't know, it's like the phenomenon taking over the country.
It's the it thing right now.
I mean, geez, it's a freaking cup.
It's a middle-class white woman accessory of the decade. I said it.
You did.
Move over, Lululemon.
Hold on, what are you calling it?
The middle-class white woman accessory of the decade.
What are you
You
saying?
need to
No
relax.
black or Asian women or Hispanic women use Stanley Cups?
No. They're for everybody, but nobody owns it like the whites. Nobody owns it like the whites.
Weird thing to say.
Very
Yeah.
white item.
I mean, no. Everybody uses it. They're for all people. However,
Should we go to the phones? Should we ask for?
I mean-
Should we ask for black people, Hispanics, Asians that have You know what? Let's go to the non-white Stanley Cup phones right now while I tell the bad story.
let's.
Seriously, if you are non-white and you have a Stanley Cup,
But they will even acknowledge.
call us right now. If you love your Stanley Cup, because Fester's maintaining that it's a white woman thing,
It is.
and
They have taken it to the next level.
But more women are into Stanley Cups than men,
Maybe.
I think.
Yeah.
All right. If you're a non-white Stanley Cup owner, yeah, we need to hear from you right now. I want to dispel Fester's.
I said it's for everybody. However, the white women have just kind of put their fingerprint on it forever.
All right, non-white women or men
Interesting concept.
that use the Stanley Cup. Let's go. Fire up the phones right now. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. If you're black, Hispanic, Asian, and you have a Stanley Cup and you love your Stanley Cup, I think Fester's a little off base on this one.
You're crazy. I said it's for everybody. All people use it. However, the honkies own it.
This is all you, bro.
Yeah, listen,
It's your segment.
All right, let's
buddy.
go.
this is fine. Go
All
ahead.
right,
It's
all
his segment now. He's taking it.
All right, fire up the phones. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Let's see if we get any phone calls. All right, the bad Stanley Cup news is a lawsuit. And again, I just didn't get to this last week, but Stanley is being sued over lead in its cups. Whoa.
By who?
Suit against Pacific Market International, filed back in February, a potential class action case. They're being sued over the presence of lead in its products. The primary allegation is that the company did not publicly confirm until January 22 that lead is used in the manufacturing process. By the way, Andrew is screening phone calls. Every line is ringing.
You're gonna see
Hey, let me put these calls
Yeah.
on hold because
every line.
Andrew's screening calls right now, but I just put a bunch on hold. Every line is ringing. It's the non-white Stanley Cup user phones are open right now at 800-990-1047. Statement posted on the Stanley website explained that no lead is present on the surface of any Stanley Cup product that comes in contact with the consumer. So what they're saying that there's lead like in the interior? Why would there be any lead needed in the manufacturing process?
Delicious lead.
You knock it till you try it.
You know what? I've got my latest blood work showed that I had low lead content, so my doctor put me on lead supplement pills.
Just drink out of a Stanley Cup. Drink out of drive a Stanley Cup. You'll be fine.
Or I could eat paint chips
Yeah.
from a 1950s tenement building in the Bronx.
Just start writing with pencil, except like lick your tongue with it before you start writing.
In a statement to USA Today, Stanley said it would vigorously defend itself against meritless claims. And we've shared there is no lead present on the surface of any Stanley product that comes in contact with the consumer. But I guess there's lead in the interior.
The manufacturing process.
Right. But they say not on the surface areas. All right, hang on a minute. Let's go to the non-white person Stanley Cup phones after Fester said, what is this claim you made?
They're just for white women.
No, nobody said that.
What did you-
Racist Roxanne.
Hang on.
See,
What-
Roxanne's a racist right
No,
there.
I just am parroting what
I
you said,
they
but
are
we've
the
owned
white,
it.
I said they are the white woman accessory of the decade.
Repeat what you just said again.
Stanley Cups
Yep.
are
White-
the white woman accessory of the decade. They're for all people. However,
to the phones.
white ladies have owned them.
And then I've asked for non-white people that love their Stanley
God,
Cup.
I'm getting a text from Wade from Two College Brothers. I'm not a white woman. Look at Wade with his white cup.
Kimberly in Tampa. Hey, Kimberly, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hello, good morning.
Kimberly, what is your ethnicity?
I am a black woman.
And do you have a Stanley Cup?
I do, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
I got it for free. I think it's a little outrageous to pay upwards of $40 for a cup.
Fully agree. Absolutely. You're 100% right on that.
I will say the white women have put their hand on it and the claim to fame.
Thank you.
There it is.
Thank you very much, Kimberly.
Kimberly, what color is your Stanley Cup?
It's okay. Now you're talking about white Stanley cups. It's a marble, but it's white and pink.
All right.
It's like
Okay.
Kimberly,
it's like a squirrel.
Kimberly, you listen to the MJ Morning Show all the time?
Very often now because I work a night job, so now I am up in the morning.
Awesome. Thank you, Kimberly. Thanks for listening.
Of course.
You
Thank you.
keeping track? There's a black woman? Okay. Let's grab.
But she acknowledged that white ladies have kind of put their mark on
I
it.
got one for Christmas, and I love it, but I don't really use it because I find myself knocking it over and spilling all the water inside of it.
Margot in Tampa. Margot, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, MJ. First of all, I don't even know what a Stanley Cup is. I'm a black woman.
Right.
When you first said that, I thought it was like a sports trophy.
Yeah, the hockey
Yes,
trophy.
The hockey
Yeah.
trophy,
Yeah.
right.
Trophy. So I don't understand what the hoopla is about. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't either. It's a metal cup. It's a tumbler, and people are going crazy over these things. They're hitting each other at Target when special versions go on sale. It's nuts. All right, so Margot, you're a black woman. You don't have a Stanley Cup.
No, I do not.
All right.
And I will not be getting one.
Thank
yes.
you, Margot.
See?
Have
Thank you, Margot.
Have a great day. Mouse is in Palmetto. Hey, Mouse, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
What's good? What's good?
All right, you're a male, obviously. Do you have a Stanley Cup?
I do not. I'm a Mexican male. I do not, but, man, I got all the kids one and my wife one.
Okay.
And December, I got probably at least $200 invested in cups. And last month, I probably got like $350 invested in those cups.
Okay, and you're a Hispanic family, correct?
Yes, and I have to go to, this may sound a little bit crazy, but I have to go to Lakewood Ranches, which is a nice white side of Bradenton, to find the Stanley Cup.
That's right. Listen, Mouse, you got to know where to go.
All right, thank you, Mouse. Thanks for listening. Lorna in Valrico. Hi, Lorna. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning. How are you guys doing today?
We're great. Lorna, what is your ethnicity?
I'm black.
All right, so black female, and
Black Jamaican.
and do you have Stanley Cups?
I don't have one, Fester. I have three.
Right. Listen, Lorna, they're for all people. However, you have to kind of acknowledge the white ladies have kind of run with it.
I never thought about it that way. I just know that once we won the back-to-back championship, I had to get me some. So
There you go.
I got one, I got three.
Okay.
All right, so you're tying in the Stanley Cup to the Stanley Cup. Lorna, thanks for listening. All right, one more call on the phones have exploded. The ethnic diversity of the MJ Morning Show listenership is not properly measured, obviously.
No, it isn't.
Andrea in Seminole. Andrea, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi there. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Andrea. What is your ethnicity?
I'm a Latina woman.
And do you like Stanley Cups?
I actually do not. I think they are kind of ugly. I have been a Hydro Flask fan since, I don't know, early 2010.
Right.
I like them better than the Stanley Cup, but I have to agree with his comment where the Stanley Cups have become the pinnacle of white women culture.
Yes.
I agree 100%.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, all right. All right.
They are for everybody.
You see any white woman in a Target, she has a Stanley Cup sitting in her grocery cart.
Thank you.
Hey, Andrea, thanks for listening to the MJ Morning Show. Have a great day.
And I think, Fester, you know, because Allison loves her Stanley Cup.
And the last time I checked, she's a honky.
All right. When we get back, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. And among the things, I brought in the soap that Michelle bought that I can't use because it smells like butt.
Oh, we're smelling stuff today.
Yeah. We've got an olfactory test coming
What
up.
is it supposed to smell like?
Hang on. We'll get into
I
all
hope
this
it's
coming up. We are loaded next. It's content out the wazoo. An hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ is coming up in moments here on, including the smell test. Oh, also, man, have you heard the MSNBC story? And man, it goes right with the whole Hal Herman little MSNBC sweeper that we have. Oh my, you got to hear this. Hang on. We're back in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Man, I'm running late. 7:19. If you're looking for a Ford. know. We're running a little late. I know you're a creature of habit. I know you're in the car at the same time every morning, and we're usually already jamming with great MJ Morning Show content. But if you missed the last segment, there was a reason we took a bunch of phone calls because Fester made a claim that only white women. What did you say? What? Say it again.
Stanley Cups have become
the white women accessory of the decade.
Accessory of the decade.
Okay.
And he knows because Allison has one and she loves it, right?
I know.
Yeah,
I, in fact, know several white women.
Right.
Like
so
8.
we took phone calls and we were flooded with black and Latino women that have Stanley Cups. So there you have it. So I disagree with Fester's assertion. Yep.
They agreed. They agreed.
Who cares?
Listen, they're for everybody.
Like the cup, buy it.
Ugg boots. White women have ruined Ugg boots.
No, Ugg boots ruined Ugg boots because they're hideous. I don't see them eating.
Yoga pants.
What?
What are you eating?
Oh, I went to the new sales lady's candy drawer again.
Jeez, I just hear the peanut butter in your mouth.
I pillaged it.
Is that the sales lady that has like a tent over her cubicle?
It's the smartest idea I've ever had for an office space.
A tent? What do you mean?
So we have a new office assistant who works with our national advertising agency.
Yeah, she seems very sweet, but
yeah, she's wonderful.
She has like a tent, like she's camping.
She has a cover to protect her from that awful UV light that's in every office.
Oh, the fluorescence.
Yeah.
Smart. Good for her.
Gotcha.
It's not UV
right.
light. It's a fluorescent light. But
and then you know what Fester just said to me a few moments ago?
What?
Have you seen the norovirus warning poster that's now scotch taped to the wall in the bathroom down the hall?
Yeah.
I don't think we have that one in ours.
In the men's room,
That's
there's
disgusting.
a anti-norovirus poster.
Well, norovirus went through the building. You know, we had a...
Did it really?
Yeah. We had a bunch of employees. I don't want to mention a name, but somebody that we know very well... she was out for like 3 or 4 days with the norovirus.
Dude, I think I had it.
Yeah.
I was sick as hell.
Yeah, and then I had someone in my family who Doug was really sick too.
And you know the slogan that's going around. Norovirus, it's not just for cruise ships anymore. What is that from? It's not just for dinner. Oh yeah.
Beef.
Oh, orange juice. It's not just for breakfast anymore.
Right.
But wait, I thought there's another one. Yeah. Norovirus, it's not just for cruise ships anymore.
The beef is beef. It's what's for dinner.
There you go.
Yeah, but
So,
it's not for dinner anymore.
Fester, I have not been in the bathroom since I guess they installed the norovirus warning poster.
I took a picture of it and sent it to you.
Oh wow, look at
Well,
that.
how come you guys have one and we don't? Because
Maybe.
you guys don't wash your hands as much. Maybe
MJ
that's
Oh
doesn't.
why.
yeah, men are filthy, dirty
Yeah.
slobs.
I
Yeah.
don't
I
need that
wasn't
poster.
washing my hands when I took this picture.
Can I hold your phone?
Wait, it says it happens.
Yeah.
You ought to put an SH on there.
I'm gonna vandalize the sign.
That's what happens.
And that's very fitting, actually,
is.
because that's what happens with norovirus. It happens. Norovirus doesn't have to. Norovirus can spread by people who didn't wash their hands. Don't be one of them. Wash your hands. And it's a cdc.gov/norovirus poster that somebody placed in the men's room. Anyway, Fester, I asked you
Yes.
to do something else yesterday.
Yes.
And I want to know if you did. I don't see the prop handy here.
So I called 2 of them, and they said they didn't have them. I didn't go to any of
man,
them.
really?
Yeah.
What was it?
The Dune popcorn bucket lid.
Yeah, we're kind of late to the game on this.
I'm on the lookout. If anybody knows where they are, I'll get one.
I thought that we had calls yesterday. People said that they went to see Dune last weekend, opening weekend, and the AMC still had the AMC Dune exclusive rectum popcorn bucket.
Yeah,
God, I need one.
Speaking of norovirus, you're sticking your hand into a popcorn bucket that looks like a rectum. I don't.
You really have to see this popcorn bucket cover. I called AMC West Shore and Veterans.
Yep.
And both of them were like, no, we don't have them.
Well,
So-
did you ask if they are coming back or if they were limited time only?
Oh, I didn't ask all that.
Why wouldn't you ask a simple question?
Because the movie's already out.
Man,
The
who
movie
cares?
just. All right, here's the deal, folks.
What do you want me to do with it?
It's an opening night rectum popcorn cover.
It wasn't opening night. I think they were selling them even as a lead up. So if you don't know what's going on here, before we move on, AMC Theaters had some kind of an exclusive promo where you could get a plastic popcorn bucket and the lid had this like receptacle that was like the alien face or something, the worm, the
worm head.
The Dune worm head thing. And people were like, oh my God, it looks like a butt. It's just
Yeah,
like
you should see a doctor if your butt looks like that on the inside.
it's like an alien anus thing. It
It
was
does
just
not look like a butt, Froggy.
Alien Anus would be a great movie.
Be a good band name.
All right, moving along. So Fester could not come up with a Dune.
Good job, Fester. Blew
popcorn
it.
bucket. Thanks.
If anybody knows where there is one, let me know. Everybody knows my number. If you have one, I can borrow for a day, and I can play with your Dune anus bucket lid cover for just a day. Just a day. Be gentle. Have you seen it, Frog?
Oh, I've seen it.
Okay.
I've lived it.
Michelle just sent me a text. The bucket was not plastic.
It's like soft plastic. It's like
a laminated paper or something, or
the bucket might have been the hard cardboard. I think the plastic part was the cover.
lid with the
Like
weird looking
the silicone tentacles that you have to stick your hand in and out of.
God, it's bizarre looking. All right, we'll do the smell test in just a matter of moments here, folks. I brought in the soap. Hey, Michelle, if you're listening, if you go to the kitchen, your new French soap is not in the kitchen right now because I brought it into the studio so the team can smell the soap. Yeah, I've got an issue here. Michelle bought we ran out of, or Michelle says that she's trying something new. Typically, we have, the Myers, hand soap in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And Michelle suddenly buys something new. And the first time I used the new soap late last week, I'm like, what the heck is this? Smells awful. So I want the crew to smell Michelle's soap that she's now brought into the house, which I'm just complaining about left and right. So we'll get to that here in just a few minutes. Stand by here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, a lot of stuff. Yesterday, we did this late in the show, and I said, hey, we got to do this earlier in the show when the kids are going to school. You got a lot of teenagers going to school now. You got parents with kids in the car. Man, folks, this is bizarre. This is the weirdest thing I've seen in a long time. I don't know how this happened, but this is a school-sanctioned event at a high school in Oklahoma, and they were doing, again, a school-sanctioned like a fundraiser, like a pep rally fundraiser, and you had students licking peanut butter off the toes of other students. This is in the gymnasium. They've got a bunch of students sitting in chairs with peanut butter caked on their toes, and then other students are on their bellies on the gym wood floor licking and sucking toes to get the peanut butter off. I'm like, what is going on here? There's a full investigation. This is nuts. It was a school-sanctioned event. What teacher? What principal? Who said, oh, yeah, having students sucking peanut butter off of bare feet of other students is a good idea? Who processed this?
Brilliant.
We would just have like normal pep rallies.
Yeah.
Cheering for the football team and whatnot.
Pom-poms.
Cheerleaders come out.
Yeah, like
no crazy stuff like that.
No, like a megaphone. Yeah. I think that activity is something that's definitely going to prompt a counseling session later on in life for the lickers, for sure.
Oh, they're going to have foot fetishes.
Yeah, start young. Man.
Here's one of the audio bites from the video that's making the rounds.
He is devouring them.
He's devouring.
Ew.
One student is devouring another student's toes in front of a packed auditorium.
He is devouring them.
Gymnasium. Man, that is just nuts. To all educators that might be listening to the show, just a heads up. That's the craziest damn thing in the world. Don't be investigated. How does that happen? How does someone not say, you know what, this is not a good idea, having students licking and sucking toes of other students to clean the peanut butter off? I mean, How does this not get shot down even before it comes out of you? Even before it comes out of your mouth, how do you not say, like, the inner voice, ooh, I better not even bring this up?
And how do you not stand in that meeting and be like, let's skip that idea. Next, who else has a really good pep rally idea?
Even if you're just being polite and you thanked them for their comment.
Yes.
And you took
Move
note
on.
of it, but you just move on.
A follow-up here. This is pretty funny. I got an email. I've been plowed with email lately, and thanks to everyone, I do get to everything, usually same day. If ever you need to send me something, my MJ private email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. So I'm the only one that gets this. It's on my private email server, mj@mjmorningshow.com. If you have any content for the show, if you've got a hot tip, gossip, something we need to know, if you want it to be anonymous, just tell me. But I get great stuff via email from people like you, mj@mjmorningshow.com. Do you remember last week we had a story about, what was it, like 38% of people have no problem getting pooped on by a bird because it's like good luck or something? Do you remember that? Wasn't it a percentage of people that want to be pooped on by birds?
Sure. It was a percentage. Yeah.
Want to be pooped? I mean, I don't go out of my way to get hosed by birds.
They don't mind it.
We had a story last week.
But I don't get worked up over it either. It doesn't ruin my day.
And then I brought up an item that my cousin, when I was a little kid, my cousin Peter, we were on the hammock in my grandparents' backyard in Flushing, Queens, New York. And Andrew, hold on. Turn your mic on, Andrew. Please deliver the details.
It was 37% would let a bird poop on them.
Because people think that when you're pooped on by a bird that it's good luck. What about the birds aren't real, folks? Do they think the poop's not real?
Obviously.
The poop is just like,
it's
it's like,
poop.
it's like the paint guns.
It's some kind of oily discharge from the drone.
It's oil emissions.
From the bird drone. Anyway, I told the story about my cousin Peter. We're in the hammock, grandparents' house. This is like 1975 or something. We're like 8, 9 years old. And my cousin Peter opens his mouth and he's talking, and a bird flew over and pooped right in his mouth.
Ooh, did he get noro-bird virus?
Yeah, that's a good question. But guess what? As a follow-up, I got an email from Coco. Thank you, Coco. I appreciate the email. Coco sent me a clip, an Associated Press story from May 25th of 2004. Cyndi Lauper was performing at a concert sponsored by radio station WXKS. That's KISS 108 in Boston. Very well-known station. Not a Beasley property. We've got other stations up in Boston. But Cyndi Lauper was doing a concert for this radio station in 2004, and Cyndi Lauper had her mouth open for a high note, and a bird flew over and pooped in Cyndi Lauper's mouth.
That's all we really want.
What'd you say?
There's another song. That's all we really want. Girls just want to have fun.
Oh, girls just want to have fun.
I'm trying to think of the songs that she keeps her mouth open for.
Girls just want to have. Oh man! So thank you, Coco. I appreciate it.
I think I have Cindy talking about it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it pooped right in my mouth. It was unbelievable.
Go ahead, hit the audio.
All right,
you got to hit the unmute.
Hold on.
From the sky.
Oh, she
I was
is.
singing the end of Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I was holding the note. I was with the people. We were all excited. And then I went out in the audience. I was holding the note, and all of a sudden, I felt this thing go in my mouth. And it was like, it was disgusting. It was bird poop.
Fester found a video interview.
She's doing an interview. That's awesome.
And it was Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I'm sorry. Girls Just Want to Have Fun is what it is.
I know Richie spit in my mouth when we were recording. What's that song we all did? I forgot.
We are the world.
Yeah. She just went.
Did you see that documentary? That's a great documentary on Netflix.
I saw the trailer to the documentary.
It's really good.
I've seen parts of it. It is good.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's take two now for the social media ban for teenagers in Florida. The first round, Governor DeSantis vetoed it, But now it looks like the changes that have been made will pass the House, just passed the Florida Senate yesterday, and it's expected that DeSantis will sign this Florida social media revamped bill, which bans teenagers of a certain age. It was 16. Now they've lowered it. See, I've got a big problem with this because it's like unenforceable. It's more symbolic. If you don't know what's going on, the Florida Senate yesterday passed this round 2 revamped social media ban bill. The Senate passed Bill, what's the number on this thing? I thought I had the bill.
Bill 123.
HB 3. The Senate voted 30-5 to approve the plan. HB 3 days after DeSantis vetoed the earlier HB 1. Sounds like some kind of disease. DeSantis and House Speaker Paul Renner, who made a priority of social media issues, negotiated the revamped plan. So here's the deal. The new plan now has a ban on social media usage or having an account of individuals 14 or younger. The original version was 16 or younger, and 14 and 15-year-olds can get on social media with parental consent. So it is now expected to pass the House after passing the Florida Senate yesterday, and it is expected that DeSantis will sign it, and the new social media ban for teenagers in Florida will go into effect in July. But this is so unenforceable. It's, you know where I stand on social media. I wish that we could kind of roll the clock back and just uninvent social media, because I do truly believe that social media is a net negative. If I didn't do this morning show and if listener engagement wasn't important, if social media wasn't a component for listeners, I would not be on it. If I didn't have to be on social media, I would not be on social media. You would not see me standing in front of a porta potty that I used in my neighborhood on Sunday while doing my 5-mile walk. You would not see great content like that.
I have some deep thoughts about this. As far as the enforceability, I see what you're saying, but if you're a parent and then it's quote unquote against the law, then you can be like, honey, you can't do it. You're not allowed to. And so it gives parents a little extra ammo to be able to enforce that. But, I was reading a story about Julia Roberts, and this was maybe 4 years ago, but somehow it's recirculated. It's been circulating on IG. She posted a picture of herself and her niece, Hazel. No, not Hazel. Hazel's her daughter, her niece, Emma. And so it was this beautiful picture of an aunt and her niece, and the people, and Julia looked fine as far as I could tell. And the people who responded were just brutal. Like, you're no pretty woman. Look how ugly you are. You're hideous. I mean, awful, awful stuff. And Julia was talking about how this affected her as an adult. So imagine the kind of effect this kind of stuff can have on children's brains, for good or for bad. It messes with your brain. And I'm happy to, keep my kids as far away from it as I can for as long as I can.
So the law is designed to prevent kids under 14 or under from opening social media accounts. It was 16. They've revised it lower. I just don't see how this is even remotely enforceable. You go to like an alcohol website and it's like you got to click the box. Are you over 21 or whatever it is?
Yes.
Enter your birth date and you spin the little wheel to the month and the day and the year. And listen, a 9-year-old can go on there and say they're 80. I mean, it's kind of a BS feel-good deal. I agree with keeping kids off of social media for as long as possible. The body dysmorphic issues.
Yeah.
There were just so many problems with social media. All the kids that are taking pictures and then running them through filters to like make themselves thinner, taller, skinnier, changing skin tones. I mean, softening things. It's ridiculous.
Bad for their mental health.
I fully agree with you, Roxanne. Absolutely.
Yes.
But
Harumph. Agree with the governor. Yes. Harumph. That's a throwback to Blazing Saddles.
What I'm saying, Fester.
Give the governor a harumph.
All right, we stop. Listen, the bottom line is it's like not enforceable. It's kind of like a feel-good ceremonial type deal.
I see what you're saying, but like if you're a parent and your kid's like, Mommy, Cindy's allowed to go to the mall and I'm not. And then finally you're just like, fine, go to the mall because all the other parents are letting their kids go to the mall at 14 years old, whatever the age is. But with this, she can be like, well, Cindy's mom lets her go on social media. Well, I don't care. It's against the law. Yeah. You're not going to do it.
If Cindy's mother let her jump off the bridge, would you jump off the bridge
Exactly.
too?
Cindy's mom probably would jump off with.
Guess what? Cindy's mom's a lush with big alcohol problem.
She's given up.
All right. She's drinking.
A crankfish.
She's from the time the kids go to school, she's drinking all day long till the bus comes back. Yeah, she's all liquored up. All right, now this is funny. This is funny. You got Super Tuesday today, where you got a whole bunch of states that are voting in primaries. Super Tuesday, the most states at once, with primary elections today for the upcoming presidential race. So, with this being said, guess what's going on at MSNBC? So a big night for news, cable news, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, the network, CBS, ABC. So a big night, Super Tuesday. Guess what story broke yesterday?
Please tell me it was a crab outbreak.
Oh, you're pretty damn close. Oh, man. Yeah, because, folks, the Hal Herman headlines little sweeper we have. Of course, this is the music that signifies Hal Herman headlines here on the MJ Morning Show. And one of the little identification, little sweeper sound effects that we have for Hal is this.
MSNBC has crabs. Hal Herman has the real news.
Yeah, so MSNBC has crabs. Hal Herman has the real news, like CNN blows.
Screw CNN. Hal Herman is the most trusted name in news.
Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't CNN blows. Fox News blows, yeah.
Fox News blows. For the facts, Hal Herman knows.
Right. But the MSNBC one is MSNBC has crabs.
MSNBC has crabs. Hal Herman has the real news.
Well, guess what?
They do have crabs.
No, MSNBC doesn't have crabs. MSNBC has a bedbug problem.
Yeah.
Apparently,
there?
Inside their, people can bring bed bugs from their homes, from their apartments, from their houses. You bring in like a carry bag, a satchel, and bed bugs can be, you bring it to the office. Next thing you know, they're
in the carpet.
They're in the carpet in the office. They're in the cushion padded cloth seats. They're like a lot of the cubicles have that, that fiber. Oh, yeah, listen to this. A bedbug infestation at MSNBC's Manhattan headquarters has caused staffers to scatter just hours ahead of the network's Super Tuesday coverage, according to the New York Post. According to a memo obtained by the Post, an unidentified insect was spotted Sunday in a recently revamped Studio 3A, home to the special election coverage and the Rachel Maddow show.
Oh, Rachel
Maddow has crabs. I'm sorry. Rachel Maddow has bed bugs.
She looks like she has bed bugs.
Oh, man. So I guess they identified it as a bed bug, and it looks like it might be infested, and they've closed the studio down. Additional studios on the third floor were shuttered out of an abundance of caution. They're scrambling, an NBC source told the Post yesterday. They've already been borrowing an unused local studio for some shows in recent weeks. Studio space is tight. The memo said an exterminator was brought in to treat the studio, green rooms, and control room. My God, a bed bug outbreak at MSNBC and NBC News and the Today Show.
So, seeing as how they fancy themselves as a news station, this is a really important day to have everything.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's Super
absolutely.
Tuesday, it's the biggest day of the primary season.
It's Super Tuesday.
Super.
Okay.
You look super today, Froggy.
7:54 at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, folks, we appreciate you listening. Spread the word on the MJ Morning Show. We never have as many listeners as I want. If anyone asks you, if anyone says, hey, what do you listen to in the morning? Any coworker, a friend, hey, sell the MJ Morning Show. And listen, I'm not naive, especially with a new population burst here in Florida. There are a lot of folks that are new to the area that might not know about the MJ Morning Show. So spread the word. Tell 3 people a day, if you can, to listen to the MJ Morning Show. If anyone asks you, sell us. Tell them how much you love the MJ Morning Show and our solid content every single day. Bed bugs and bird poop. I mean, folks, you can't beat this stuff.
Wow, that's really
right?
top shelf stuff right there. Really, wow, whoa.
And stuff like this right here. Yeah. Smell my soap. All right.
All right, so where did she get this soap? You said a French soap. She didn't get it from France, did she?
Oh, guess what? It says made in France. All right, I'm holding this stuff up to MJTV. And on top of us broadcasting, obviously, live on FM 104.7, Q105, we also stream on all the major apps every day. We're podcast. We run live TV in the studio every morning, MJTV. Yeah, please pardon our disgusting studio that looks like it was built in 2006 and never updated. Oh, it was built in 2006 and never updated. And the equipment could go dead at any moment. So we could be off the air like, it happened down the hall a little while ago. So I'm holding up this soap right here. Michelle bought this French soap, and it is awful. So I washed my hands last week, and I'm trying to figure out what is that smell. It was like some kind of a truck stop bathroom smell, or the. Well, you just had the Florida State Fair. Now we got the Strawberry Festival. Yeah. It's like an uncleaned porta potty. I mean, just awful. So I wash my hands, and I'm like, what is that smell? And then I figured out it's the soap I just used. I'm like, who buys soap that smells like the stuff that you're trying to get off your hands?
I mean, the French are notoriously smelly.
All right, this is...
they're really disgusting people.
This is Savon Liquid de Marseille. And Michelle bought precious jasmine soap.
Oh.
And this stuff is awful. Now, I don't want to taint you guys. I don't want to...
Too late.
I don't want to... I don't want to implant thoughts and give you any preconceived notions. But here's what I'm going to do. I brought in the soap. I'm holding it up to MJTV right now. And, of course, you can watch MJTV. You go to mjmorningshow.com. Top of the nav bar, you'll see MJTV. Click on that. Then there's a little, like a graphic that says Watch MJTV Live. That's, of course, for 6 to 10. Or you can watch any of our previous shows. MJTV. So I'm holding this thing up, and it is it's like a round tub with a little pump. And what I'm doing, I'm going to take these Post-it notes. And like the little sample things at the department stores for the perfume, Roxanne?
Yes.
Don't they use like a little strip of paper?
They'll either use like a paper that's almost like a business card, like a thicker piece of paper, or they'll just spray it on your
your
wrist.
face.
Right, but they spray it on the card, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big thick piece of paper.
But that's hard to do because everybody's bodies smell differently. So I'm a big fan of you need to put it on your body and walk around with it for X amount of time. And just to decide if you really like it. You just can't get it on the card.
Did you ever take a piece of paper and just rub it all over yourself?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be like a department store makeup counter right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take a Post-it note and I'm going to put a squirt of the soap. I'm going to demonstrate this right now on MJT.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Are you
paper's
sure?
Why don't you just pass around the soap?
Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
First of all,
yes.
I've never met anybody who's more... Oh, listen. I've never met anybody who's more sensitive to smells than you are.
Yeah, I don't like perfumes and scents.
And we have this soap that you've already not tainted us by saying it smells like crap.
I use
squirt it in the studio.
I use unscented. No, I'm putting it on a little thing here. It doesn't get really bad unless it's on your hands, and then you sniff it like Mary Kathleen Gallagher.
Armpits.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I'll be okay here. So I'm going to take a little Post-it. I'm going to use the pump action on the soap dispenser for this precious jasmine liquid Marseille soap. And, all right, there we go. Roxanne, here's your sample. Go ahead and reach over and grab that. All right. Don't smell yet. Just hold it. Hang on.
At an arm's length away from me.
All right, Fester, here is your pump of horrific smelling soap. And listen, I'm not trying to taint your opinion here by telling you it's horrific smelling soap.
I mean, you've only said it 48 times now.
So, Froggy, here is your sample of the soap. All right, now, go ahead. If you want, dab your finger in it, or because I think you need to agitate it maybe just a little bit. All right, go ahead and maybe
I like it.
Dab your finger. Now, give it.
Smells like the beach.
Froggy, I didn't ask you to comment yet.
Wait, I smell the paper. This is the paper. Paper smells great.
It's a good smelling paper.
The paper doesn't have a smell.
All right.
Smell the soap. This is a horrible smelling soap.
Okay, what I have to do is pretend like it's on somebody.
All right, just smell. Just all right, Fester.
Take a big lungful of
All right, Fester. What does this smell like to you?
It smells like a pussy willow.
Oh, it smells like Daviana's old diapers.
Yes.
Her poop diapers.
No, it smells like a white
Oh my
flower.
God! And again,
It does.
you got to agitate
Yeah.
it. So take the paper and kind of
Ew.
rub the paper together. And oh my God!
Yeah, it smells like a stinky flower tooted.
What is this? Seriously,
Dude, this is pussy willow.
It's I don't know what this is, but it's awful.
It's a decomposing flower.
You know what?
I sort of like it.
What is that? The flower that like blooms once every couple of years, and it smells like it's the corpse flower.
It smells like angel trumpets.
All right, Froggy, just you know what? You just recuse yourself. All right.
No.
All right,
I
Fester.
can't stop. I like
Is
it.
this?
It's not. I get like a packing peanut stale. Crap smell. It's
Guys,
really poor.
This is crazy.
Does jasmine smell
Yes,
like this?
Listen. I just found an article.
Yeah.
It says, why is a compound that smells like feces put in jasmine perfume?
Yes,
And-
exactly. Why
Yeah.
do my hands smell like
I'm getting duty.
Right? Undertones of duty.
It's poopy diaper soap. Who buys soap that smells like poopy diapers?
Your wife?
Apparently so.
Oh no, it's on my hands.
Ew.
What
else?
Oh, MJ, I need water.
Yeah, now we need to wash our hands. We need to take a break here. Can you play like a song for like 15 seconds so I can go wash our hands? And stuck on our hands now.
We can just talk about it. You guys go wash your hands. I never touched it.
Yeah, I touched it.
I didn't.
It is awful. So
Concentrated, it's called indole, and it's added to perfumes, and it smells like poop.
Can you return it?
Because it's actually found in poop.
What?
Yes, indole is a molecule. It's a molecule. Although
I
it can
don't
be
know if
solid,
it's
released into the atmosphere.
All right, hang on, Michelle. Roxanne, I don't know if it's kind of like I hate cilantro.
This is one of those things. As I read into the article, it says, why do they smell like that? That depends on who you ask.
All right, so that's another angle here.
Mm-hmm.
I hate cilantro. Cilantro tastes like dirty dishwater to me. And listen, I'll use tweezers to pick cilantro out of like the salsa at a Mexican restaurant. If I'm going to a Mexican restaurant, I bring tweezers so I can pull the cilantro chunks out. I just can't stand it. So I'm wondering if my sensitivity and my utter dislike of cilantro is somehow related with the fact that this jasmine soap that Michelle got smells like poopy diapers.
Because it's in.
Yeah, I heard you the first time.
Yeah.
All right, Michelle, I brought this soap into the studio this morning, so it's not in the kitchen right now.
Ooh, the case of the stinky soap.
Michelle, okay, you're making jokes. The soap does smell bad.
It's awful.
I didn't know. I bought it online, so I didn't know what it smelled like till it got here.
All right, Michelle, I am leaving.
Execute me!
What?
Banish me from the house!
I am leaving this in the bathroom here at the Beasley Media Group.
Yeah.
I'm leaving it here.
And
somebody there will enjoy it.
Yeah, they'll think the company got all fancy with this French soap.
Michelle, how much was this made in France Liquid Marseille Precious Jasmine soap?
$44.99.
What?
Just kidding. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
$44.99.
You spit that number out pretty quick.
Oh my God! All right, Michelle, seriously, I am leaving this here. We're not. I'm not bringing this back to the house.
So
I did like how it made my hands feel. It's very soft.
Or I'll throw it in the parking lot and let cars run it over.
Let's give it to homeless people and watch them not use it.
Oh my God! What did you say, Michelle?
Mystery solved. Goodbye.
All right.
So white florals, MJ, are notoriously dirty flowers as far as aromas go, and jasmine, however, might be the dirtiest. And it says it gives off an iodine-like scent.
I don't know what it smells like, but it is awful.
It's pretty bad.
The case of the stinky soap. She didn't protest with me leaving it here and not bringing it back home.
I'm learning so much about scent and similarities.
Yeah.
Indole. This is what's in it. Is indole. INDOLE. And indole also comes out of something that rhymes with ole. When you
like a butthole.
Please listen. I got to get into the gross Baldwin story in just a matter of minutes here.
Do you want my scent? Not my scent. Do you want the scent that almost? Do you want me to bring it in?
We want your 2 cents.
I think we're done with scent.
Yeah.
No, he asked me to bring it in, and he was like, "Do you have your thing with you today?"
Now I mentioned about this horrible soap that Michelle had, and then Roxanne made a mention about something else.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is going to be fun.
That you have something that smells as well.
I'm storing it in another studio right now, just next door. I'm going to go grab it.
This studio already smells. Everything's already tainted in here.
So it doesn't even matter. But I'm going to grab it, and I want you guys just to keep your eyes closed. This is going to be fun. You have to guess what it is. Okay?
I love fun.
All right, how long is this going to take? Because we got a lot.
Seconds.
All right, hurry
I'm
up.
gonna
Run. Go. All right, Roxanne's running out of the room. All right, we have to close our
Don't hurt
eyes.
yourself.
All right, well, run. You're walking. Run.
This,
All
might,
right.
this might suck.
All right, yeah, this.
Oh,
what are
you guys
doing?
stop it.
Like,
Close your eyes.
is this going to be good content or bad content?
You just passed around soap for us to smell.
I mean, we're gonna get.
I mean, what the hell?
It can't be worse than having your wife's bougie French soap smell.
Oh, you're probably right.
All right.
So we're, everyone, here comes Roxanne.
All right.
All right, eyes closed. Who's going first? Who's going first here?
All right.
All right, we can't hear you, Roxanne.
All right, you got these silver things are called microphones.
All right, so speak
Am
into
I first?
All right, so Froggy, grab whatever Roxanne's giving you, smell it.
Ew, get that out of here. Oh,
I can smell it from here. MJ, it's like a corpse.
Oh, it's so musty.
All right, well, hold on. All right, Roxanne, you coming around? My eyes are closed.
She's right behind you.
All right. Oh, my God.
Is that dirty diaper?
Yeah,
What is that?
I smelled it when you opened the
What are
bag
you,
for Froggy.
She just like blew it in my face like a fireplace bellows.
Okay, I got
what
it.
was that?
It's
Oh my no! It's in a black trash bag. I just opened my
This is
Roxanne, get to the microphone.
Is that duty diapers?
Oh my God! What
It
did
smells
you,
like my old diaper genie when I had babies.
what you blow in our faces?
Look at this. So this is what happened to me the other day.
Oh,
What?
God.
What it is? It's like a really stinky gym mat.
Oh,
but
it's a
new.
yoga mat.
It was just delivered. It's not like anyone's used it.
Yeah, somebody's used that.
yeah,
Somebody's
like everybody
pooped on
in
it.
China
That's
who
what-
made it pooped on it.
Doug saw me leave with it this morning. He's like, "No, I'm taking that back. I'm taking that back."
Oh my
'Cause
God!
it stinks so bad.
You know what? It's a plastic like gym yoga mat.
There's a dead
and
body on that.
It's exuding this awful like chemical decomposition smell.
That's
So-
worse than your soap.
Wow!
Right?
Yeah.
So Sunday.
Get it out of
It
here.
was
That's
in
awful.
the,
Yeah,
take
it
it in
was
the
in
hallway, Roxanne.
Yeah, but I have to explain the story.
No,
you take it. Okay. So the don't break it because Doug has to return
I'll
it.
break the son of a bitch.
Yeah,
You break it, you buy it.
All right, just throw it in the hallway. Get it out of the
okay.
room.
So
All right, Fester.
so this is what happened.
Fester
I
just
was
hurled
so-
it out of the room.
I was in the family room.
Oh God!
And the air kicked on, right? The air kicked on in my house on Sunday. And all of a sudden, like something wafted because the den doors are shut.
Wafted.
It
Wafted?
Yeah, waffled.
Wafted. And it wafted into the room. And I was like, I thought we were being killed by helium or something. Like I thought that
I
there
wish I was being killed by helium
there
right
were
now. I'd be like, I'm
balloons.
dying.
What's the matter with you?
I was like, Doug, did you put helium balloons in the attic and now they're in our AC system? I
Oh,
was
man.
freaking out. And then I realized he bought that for the Peloton to put it under the Peloton.
Oh.
Yes.
And what it is, it's from the manufacturing process.
That dense rubber.
The chemicals from that rubber are leaching out of the mat.
Yes.
It's kind of like that new car smell, but that's typically pleasant.
Yeah, see that I think I would normally like that smell in smaller concentrations, maybe.
Yeah, I once bought. You ever see those like laptop trays? So if you sit with a laptop computer in your lap, so you don't have the what are you saying?
Because the studio smells
All he's
like
saying is this sucks.
what sucks is that we're in a studio now that smells like burnt rubber and flowers. That's dead flowers.
Like
the
you guys-
studio's never smelled worse.
Oh, yes, it has.
It really hasn't.
It really did last Friday.
That was
with the
fester.
exception of the time I passed gas in the studio. The studio's never smelled worse, Roxanne.
Right, now, I once bought a laptop tray, so you don't have the laptop directly in your lap. You know, your computer. Thank you. So I once bought a laptop tray, and it's just this plastic little tray, and you put your laptop on top, so you have like a separating tray between your lap and the laptop. And I took this thing out of the plastic bag, and this thing had the worst chemical odor. It was like I was in like Bhopal, India, like at the Union Carbide plant or something, circa 1983 or whenever the hell that happened. And it was awful.
I don't feel good.
Yeah, seriously, I'm getting kind of queasy.
I'm like nauseous. I'm serious.
I put it in the garage, and it took like a month and a half for the chemical plastic smell to go away.
Can we not smell things on the radio anymore?
Right.
I mean, really, between the two of you, who I put in the mildly talented category, smelling things on the radio is the dumbest frickin' segment we could ever do.
Froggy just left the room. Froggy, come on back.
We have to air the studio out, dude.
Yeah, I realize
Take that crap mat that Roxanne has down the hallway. Put it down by the Tejano station.
What are the most stressed out states in America?
Florida, right now. It's about to kill something.
Oh my God, this is my favorite segment we've ever done.
This is awful.
Residents of these 10 states are the most stressed out
Seriously, this is disgusting. For MJ, we're literally queasy over here by all these terrible smelling things. Roxanne's acclimated to this rubber crap.
I got to be honest. I think that hooking a hose up to your car exhaust and running it into the passenger cabin of your vehicle
sounds like a vacation.
Might actually be better than what we're smelling in the studio. Yeah, your gym mat is even worse than this awful Michelle Jasmine soap. All right. These 10 states are the most stressed out in America. I have the list here. Now, unbelievably, states that you'd think that would be the most stressed out states in the country are not.
I mean, I would think something like a northeastern state, like Massachusetts or New York.
Well, a lot of people would think that California, New York would be. No. They didn't even make the top 10. They're not on the list. What about Florida? You think Florida's on the list of stressed out states? It's not. It's not on not in the top 10. More than a quarter of U.S. adults say that most days they are so stressed out it's hard to function, according to the American Psychological Association's Stress in America poll.
What about those like armpit flyover states like Ohio?
Well, hang on a minute. Hold on to that thought. While some stress is normal and can actually be good for you, once stress reaches a chronic level, it can cause health problems, insomnia, anxiety, high blood pressure, weakened immune system, according to the CDC. There's a new ranking of the most and least stressed out states in America. They compared U.S. states based on 16 key indicators, including hours worked, credit card debt, divorce rates, commute times. Key factors were grouped by similarities: money stress, work stress, health stress, family stress. So here it is. The state with the most stressed out people in America is Tennessee. Tennessee.
Why?
Tennessee. I don't know.
Why?
Dollywood? I don't know.
Seriously,
I don't know.
Chattanooga?
This is insane. So Tennessee is the most stressed out state in America. Now, here's the top 10.
I mean, some of that country music crap is pretty negative.
Hi, I'm Casey Kasem, and now we're counting down the top stressed out states in the USA. Coming in at number 10, it's Indiana.
Ooh.
Number 9 is West Virginia.
Dude, I told you, all those little hillbilly flyover states. That's
Coming
right.
in at number 8, it's Arizona.
Oh, except for that one.
Yep. Number 7 is Georgia. Number 6 is South Carolina. Number 5 is Nevada. Number 4 is Louisiana.
Now, let me tell you something.
Here comes Cajun Fester.
I knew when you said the most stressed out states, I knew Louisiana was going to be on that state there. For a couple of reasons.
What? Fear about screwing up the crawfish boil or the etouffee?
Maybe the fear of not making enough gumbo. Having people coming over, eating the alligators in the swamp.
Number 3 is Oklahoma. Oklahoma's not okay. Number 2 is Alabama, and then number 1 is Tennessee. Tennessee. So there you have it. Most stressed out states in America. And Florida is not in the top 10. New York, California, not in the top 10.
All right. Does it seem there's a disproportionate amount of like poor states?
Lower income or
like Louisiana has a large poverty population.
Yeah, and low education and high poverty. Yeah.
Cajun Fester doesn't like to talk about that part of the state. West Virginia.
Where did Froggy go?
He is not feeling
sick.
well.
All right, Froggy.
I got dizzy.
You're right.
Leave the door open. Leave the door open.
Okay. Froggy's upset, but let's just remember he brought into the studio one time, a dead rat.
That's true. Oh, that smelled for days.
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah, Froggy. So
for some reason, this smells worse.
Yeah, I mean,
Roxanne's gym mat has made you physically ill.
I got really nauseous and then dizzy.
Wow.
My vertigo kicked in.
The gym mat manufacturer actually infused essence of dead rat into the mat.
And can we make a clarification that Roxanne has not used that mat? It's brand new. It's fresh.
Nobody cares.
Did Doug order it from like Amazon or something?
I think so.
And we don't think you used it.
Smells like Matthew Perry used it like yesterday.
You know, you can return stuff. Oh, God. You know. Oh.
Gross.
You know, you can return stuff to Whole Foods.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. What?
You can return stuff to like Kohl's.
Hold on. You didn't know that Whole Foods takes Amazon returns?
Intuitively that makes sense, but I never thought that deeply about it. Yes, I guess so.
I think you have Doug walk into the store, just throw it on top of the produce.
Tell Bezos, here's this crap mat back.
Yeah. Speaking of Bezos, we got a Bezos story coming up in just a bit. Hey, I've got this crazy Baldwin story. What is wrong with the Baldwin family? Alec Baldwin, Hilaria Baldwin. This is gross. I gotta dance around this. This is crazy.
When you said the Baldwin family, I thought something was wrong with Billy.
Roxanne, where are you going? We're on the air. What? We're on the air. Just go back to your microphone. What are you wandering off? We're on the air here.
I sincerely feel bad for anyone who walks down the hall and smells that. Sir, you are a large, rude man. I coined it. That's all you are.
You're the one that brought diarrhea mat in.
And put it in your face, because that's what I wanted to bring
let's
to
talk
you.
about Baldwin.
You need your mouth washed out with that mat.
People say Fester is a large, rude man.
Your breath will smell better if we wash it out with your mouth.
Oh,
and then shove it up in your nose.
Fester is a large, rude man.
I have no idea what the hell we're doing on this show right now.
What are we doing?
The studio smells so bad.
It does.
We're totally off our game.
How am I not affected by it?
But you totally trumped the awful jasmine soap that Michelle bought for the house.
Did you expect anything else? I one-upped you.
You one-upped me with this.
Roxanne one-upper.
This awful gym mat that is leaching a chemical smell that is like a Norfolk Southern derailment. It's awful. All right. So the Baldwin family. You got Alec Baldwin shot and killed this poor woman on the set of Rust.
Right.
You've got his wife, Hilaria, that has 19 kids and pretends like she was born in Spain when she's from Massachusetts.
Right.
What is wrong with this family? The latest now is Stephen Baldwin's daughter. Did you hear what happened? Does anyone know what happened with Stephen? You got the Baldwin brothers. You got Billy Baldwin. You got Alec Baldwin.
Is it Haley?
The
hottie?
No, hang on.
The one that's married to Justin Bieber?
No.
Oh.
Hang on. I'm going to give you the story. It's Alea Baldwin Arano.
Man, who's that?
And her father is Stephen Baldwin. And Haley Bieber's sister is who we're talking about. So Haley, who is pretty hot, Haley Bieber, obviously married to Justin Bieber, is daughter of Stephen Baldwin, but it's this other Baldwin sister, Alea Baldwin Arano. And you're not going to believe what she did.
What, you got a whole face tattoo? What'd you do?
She was arrested for assault on Friday. Alea Baldwin, who's 31 years old, was arrested after she allegedly threw a used
Oh, no.
Yeah.
female sanitary item at a bartender in Savannah, Georgia, after a fight, and then kicked a bouncer in the crotch.
Was it hers?
Wow. Yes. All right, guys, all right, do me a favor. I don't want to be too gross. I mean, what is wrong with this Baldwin family?
Oh my gosh.
What kind of genetic defect?
Well, it's quite a defense mechanism.
Yeah, she got her uncle's some kind of gene.
I mean, I'll tell you what, the bartender ought to be counting her blessings that she wasn't shot. But here, page 6, People Magazine. I've got 2 different stories. I got page 6, the gossip column. I've got People Magazine that this Alea Baldwin, Stephen Baldwin's daughter, sister to Haley Baldwin, threw a used tampon at a female bartender at Club Elan in Savannah, Georgia, after she was seen throwing up in the bathroom. She allegedly also tore a chunk of hair out of a bouncer's head and then kicked another bouncer in the groin.
Ouch.
She's hardcore.
What is going on here?
Safe to say she was wearing a dress?
When confronted about the alleged attack on the bouncers, she told authorities...
And no underwear?
What?
Continue. Sorry, Fester and I are just...
It's probably pretty safe to say she was, in fact, wearing a dress.
Savannah police showed up and she said she was merely defending herself. They booked her into the Savannah City Jail. Simple assault, simple battery, criminal trespassing. I mean, what is going on here? This is just nuts.
Yeah, that is how you instantly become my favorite Baldwin family member.
Alea's run-in with police came just days before her father sparked concern because Stephen Baldwin asked for prayers for his daughter Haley Bieber and her husband Justin. So what is that all about?
Remember how Herman did the story last week?
They're really upset. The Biebers are upset at the Baldwins.
They beheaded him, apparently.
Yeah, even mentioning that there's any kind of issue where they need prayers. What does that mean?
This is just insane. We don't know why Haley Bieber and Justin Bieber would need prayers, but something's going on. But can you imagine that this Baldwin daughter, this Alea Baldwin, that she takes out this personal female hygiene product and throws it at a female bartender at this bar in Savannah, Georgia? Talking about midnight in the garden.
Yeah, exactly. I saw where that movie was filmed there. Yeah, there's nothing good that happens after, what time was it that this all went down?
It was like, it was late at night. It was at this bar. That's just,
yikes.
That's insane.
I mean, there's some, she could have a big lawsuit.
This is from People Magazine. It's like a biohazard.
Exactly.
According to a police report obtained by People Magazine, security footage allegedly showed this Alea Baldwin Arano, that's her husband's name, forcing her way into an employee bathroom. 2 bouncers and a bartender say they told Arano that she wasn't allowed to use the employee bathroom, that she had to use the public bathroom for customers. She became combative. One bouncer told police that Baldwin Arano yanked his hair. The other said he put the model in a bear hug, and then she kicked him in the genitals.
Oh, nice.
A bartender at Club Elan, interviewed by police, claimed that Arano told her that she needed to use the bathroom to throw up and change out, and then they said no, and that's where she freaked out and threw it at the bartender and starts assaulting all the bouncers.
Good.
Yeah, she was forcibly removed from the club, and then she was speaking to the police as they were about to arrest her, denied throwing the female hygiene product at the bartender.
So 2 things were forcibly removed.
What the?
Yeah.
What is going on? The Baldwin family, what is going on?
Yeah, Uncle Alec has got to be very proud to know that the next generation of Baldwins are just as bat crap crazy as the other one.
Just as ballsy.
Dude, I was watching the trail yesterday with the the lady's like,
The armor?
she gave me a bag of Coke. I don't know. I just threw it out.
Yeah,
oh my God, it was so great.
Yeah. Oh, so was it on like the Law and Order Network or Law and
It's
Crime?
on Law and Crime.
Yeah. So
Live feed.
Of course, the trial is going on right now for that Hannah Gutierrez Reed. She is the armorer that somehow allowed live ammunition to get on the set of that Alec Baldwin movie Rust, where he fired the gun with a real round and it like went through the assistant director, the AD, and then it killed the cinematographer, Helena Hutchins. It's a terrible story.
So I'm quite sure they kept that product for evidence, right?
I mean, it's
The lady
bagged-
threw it
Oh,
out.
it probably was bagged and tagged.
Yeah, it's sitting in the probably the coroner's office of the Savannah County, Georgia.
I put it on
Police
eBay.
Jeez. Hope they had latex gloves on when they picked that up.
Not in Georgia.
Pick it up. The detective had a latex allergy. All right, so here we go. I have the biggest dining turnoffs. What turns you off? What do people do when they're eating, dining, that just turns you off, just turns your stomach?
Oh, like people you're eating with, or like restaurant
Well,
things.
people you could be eating with or people you observe while eating at a restaurant. Oh, I've got a crazy restaurant story. Before I get to that, before I get to this story, so Michelle and I, was it Wednesday? I think it was last Wednesday. Michelle and I, we like to do like a midweek date night. Typically it's like a Wednesday or a Thursday. And that we'll do like when I quit doing the afternoon show and freed things up, spending more time with Michelle. So we do like a midweek dinner thing.
Okay.
So last week we went to Luigi's place, which is Trattoria Pasquale, which is on Southwest Shore.
Yeah.
So Luigi, good friend of the MJ Morning Show, and he's got Trattoria Pasquale. And Michelle had, he had a pappardelle ragu. Was just fantastic. Yeah, it was a special. So they ought to make that a regular menu item. It was really, really good. So we're sitting in the booth enjoying our dinner, and a couple comes in, and they sit on the other side of the room in a different booth in the restaurant. And the woman, I would say, was probably late 20s, early 30s. Her whole face was bedazzled. I've never seen
piercings?
No.
Like stickers?
Well,
She probably, I do that sometimes.
Hold on. She had like little crystal, like shiny little glass, dollops, glued to her face.
I did that a couple weeks ago.
Hold on, whoa, wait a sec.
All right, like in January.
You went out and you put little bedazzled, little glass, crystals all over your face?
Yes, but it was...
Why?
Well, just listen, because I was at a kid's birthday party, and a couple of the adults, we did our faces up, and then we completely forgot that they were like that, and then we just went out as adults with stuff all over our faces.
You know what I'm talking about? These are like little, imagine chocolate chips, but made out of glass, like bedazzled... rhinestones.
Jewels.
Yeah, little jewels. And she walks in, and she probably had a dozen of them under each eye on her cheeks.
She was going to a party after or something, right?
When did this start? When do adult women go out of the house with their faces bedazzled?
I don't know, but I also did it at New Year's, and I kind of secretly get excited when my kids get that stuff done, because then I'm like, I'll do it too, and then I have it on and I wear it for the rest of the day and night.
Yeah, rhinestones. It's like a rhinestone dine boy. That was the date. The rhinestone
funny.
dine boy.
That's funny.
Dine boy.
Yeah, I can tell how much you're laughing.
Anytime you can bring in Glenn Campbell into the show, I think it's great.
Roxanne.
Yes.
is this a trend? I mean, you apparently were playing with kids and you guys rhinestoned and bedazzled your face
But the fun
and
thing
forgot
is,
about it.
Yeah, you go to a restaurant, people don't know you were playing with kids. They just
Roxanne,
think you're a weirdo.
she went out on a date with her whole face rhinestoned and bedazzled.
Maybe she was at a kid's thing, and maybe the same thing happened to her that happened to me. Because I'm sure there are people sitting around the restaurant saying, "Look at that weirdo with stuff on her face."
I've never seen this.
There.
I've never seen a grown adult woman out to dinner on a date or whatever the heck it was with her whole face bedazzled and rhinestoned. I've never seen that. All right, anyway, the biggest dining turnoffs.
Like this. Look.
What are we looking at?
Let me see your phone. Hang on. I need to see it closer.
Don't scroll forward or backwards.
Bedazzles.
Oh, don't scroll forward or backward.
Don't scroll. You might see a nude or a
no.
No scrolling.
These are like flowers on your face.
Yeah, you can see some of the rhinestones in the corners.
Yeah, I see there are two little. She had a dozen on each side of her face that were like glued on.
I had a man in the group who did that too. That was at dinner.
I mean, listen. What if her rhinestones fall into her her penne alla vodka or something? Or
She's like, sir, there's something sparkly and shiny and hard in my.
Oh, it fell off my face. Sorry.
Apologies. Apologies, Pax.
I want to go to phones on this. I do have a poll here that lists the 30 food turn-offs. So these are items that really tick people off. 2,000 adults surveyed. 60% can't stand people that are rude to waiters.
Okay.
Haven't you witnessed, like, in a restaurant, somebody that's just flat out rude?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good way to get your food spat on. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know why you would be a douche to somebody that's like handling your food or cooking your food. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But I've got the biggest food turn-offs. And number one, believe it or not, people that observe others being rude to waiters or waitresses. That's the number one turn-off.
Yeah, there's no place for that.
It always makes me laugh.
Laugh like ha-ha or laugh like tisk-tisk?
Number two is eating with your mouth open. Number three is talking with a mouthful of food.
What's wrong with that?
Number four is spitting something back out onto the plate.
What's wrong with that?
Who does that?
I
do.
Number five
MJ does if it's bad.
Yeah, it's not worth the calories.
Number five is picking your teeth at the restaurant table.
Okay.
I'll do that.
You know what I've noticed? And we talked about this for whatever reason. Roxanne and I both noticed this upturn, a plethora of those plastic.
I got one right here.
Toothpick, the flosser. There you go.
Flossers.
The plastic, you got the U-shaped plastic with the handle, and then you have the little, like a violin string going across, these little plastic flosser devices.
Yeah, whoever invented these hates the environment. Hates the environment because people are just going to throw them on the floor. You see them on the floor, MJ. You see them littered around town, and they're made of plastic.
They're all over the place. If you walk through a parking lot, folks, I'm telling you right now, start looking down when you're walking through parking lots at the mall or a store, a shopping center. There was one in our parking lot just last week here at the radio station. People are like flossing and they're just chucking these things.
I'm going to leave this by your car.
It's like an epidemic of discarded plastic tooth flossers.
Had a ham sandwich yesterday and I still got a piece in there.
All right,
yeah,
stop
and I'm
it.
telling you, there's not. I can't think of a grooming ritual I would be less inclined to do in public. I will do so many other. I'll clean my ears before I'll floss my teeth in public.
No, you're right.
That's just a weird deal.
The flossing stick in public is pretty good.
Nothing beats sitting at the Golden Corral buffet and watching somebody whip out a Q-tip and pull out Fig Newton stuffing out of their ears.
Dude, it makes me so hungry.
And turned on.
Because I love Fig Newtons.
I do too, but it's
I love
like
a good fig.
But the filling is like earwax.
Yeah.
I love. You know what? I had some Fig Newtons recently.
Right. Man, I haven't had one in years.
You know what? They're not as good as they used to be.
I like the apple ones.
I like the regular standard Fig Newton, just the regular original one. But I remember that there used to be more like fig little crunchy seeds, and it seems like they've kind of backed that down. I like the little crunchy little,
I don't mind one.
Why don't you go pick a fig tree?
Yeah.
The fig Newtons.
Then you're going to need the flossing stick to get them all out.
What about on a real fig? Will you eat the little thing on the tip of it, the stem of it, essentially? On just a real raw fig? If you like the crunchy parts, that's what the crunchy parts are.
I want the
manufactured fruit.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
No longer a fruit.
I
want
want
like a jelly.
I want the fig that's mixed with 19 pounds of sugar.
Yeah, we don't
that's
eat
what
a fruit.
That's what I want. Let's go to phones on this because I've only read a couple off the list here. There are like 30. What really turns you off when it comes to people that either you're eating with or people that you're observing in a restaurant? What behavior, what action, what really turns you off?
I sat next to a snort laugher a couple of months ago that just ruined the meal because all you heard was and I'm just looking at him. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? A, what's so funny? And B, it's
All right, let's go to phones. 800-990-1047. What really turns you off? Either somebody that you're eating with and you're observing some type of behavior. And again, I've only read off this list like the top 5. There are 30 items on this list. All right, 800-990-1047. Fire up the phones. What really just nauseates you, turns you off, whether it's somebody you're with that you're eating with or if it's somebody in a restaurant at another table? What behavior, what have you observed? What really, really is a total turnoff? All right, 800-990-1047. We'll go to phones in just a second. Every line is right. Every single line has ignited here on the M. It's like I'm giving away $1 million. All right, 800-990-1047.
Hi, this is a week younger MJ, and I hate it when people use their forks face down instead of scoop them like shovels. Remember, we did a whole segment last week. You
Wait,
forgot.
did you say you're a week younger MJ?
Because you were a week younger last week when we did this segment. You forgot about that, MJ. You forgot to mention how much you hate it when people have their forks face down.
I thought you were talking about when I was like 12 years old and
he just wasn't quite as physically fit.
Exactly.
More of a weakling.
Yeah. I hadn't yet. I was like 36 years earlier, or whatever, 40 whatever years earlier. Of joining X-Force Body.
So that is a new segment. It's called Roxanne Time Machine Impressions.
Let's.
She went back a week to talk about our content.
No, well, last week.
I know.
Because I had to remind you of your week younger self because you forgot about him.
Right. And
forgot about old MJ.
And again, what did I say last week?
Or young MJ. You said that you hate it when people dine and they use their forks face down. It's actually like European style of dining. You hate that. You think it's very snobby.
It forking drives me crazy because I use a fork that's kind of face up and you kind of use it as like a scoop going in.
Yeah, shovel.
The people that like stab their steak or chicken or whatever, and then they hold the fork straight up and like put it into their mouth backward. That drives me crazy. All right, phones are loaded on things that just turn you off. People in restaurants or what people do while dining. Christopher is up first in Tampa. Hey, Christopher, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hello. The worst thing that I hate when I go to a restaurant is I'm trying to eat and somebody at the next table blows their nose.
Oh.
And even worse, when they blow their nose into the napkin that they give you.
All right, hold on, Christopher, hang on. I've got 2 other. Oh, my God. Hold on a minute. Let me conference call all these. All right, Christopher, hold on. Christopher in Tampa's on 1. I have Tony and Holiday on line 4. All right, Tony, hang on a sec. Let me bring in Glenda in Valrico. Let me bring Glenda on, and let me bring Kim on in Palm Harbor.
Party.
Kim, hold on. Christopher, you're there, right?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, let's grab Tony and Holiday. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Glenda and Valrico, you there?
I'm here.
And Kim in Palm Harbor, are you there?
Absolutely, MJ.
All right, all of you guys, all of you hate people that blow their nose at the table, right?
Oh, my gosh. Absolutely the most disgusting thing in a restaurant, any restaurant, is when someone blows their nose.
All right, and who's speaking? Which line? Who are you?
Kim.
All right, Kim in Palm Harbor. All right, and then Glenda, do you concur in Valrico?
I 100% concur. It's so disgusting. Or a cough that's like a heavy smoker coughing. You know, he's coughing up a.
Oh yeah, we got it, like an oyster. All right, Tony and Holiday. Tony and yes, I love the oysters. Tony and Holiday, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, so you hate nose blowers as well?
Oh God, yeah. My brother-in-law, as a matter of fact, he's a nose blower at the table.
Oh,
it's horrible.
Does he pull out his a hanky? Does he carry a handkerchief with him?
Napkin. Just grabs his dinner napkin and goes at it.
Oh my God! Anyway, Kim, Glenda, Tony, Christopher, guys, thanks for the phone call. Thanks for listening.
I agree with them.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. They can start a support group together.
All right, that opens up 4 lines right now. 800-990-1047. Because I've got another one. I brought this up also last week. There is something that drives me nuts that the staff does at a restaurant. Let me give out the number again. 800-990-1047. Stuff that people do, whether it's a staff member, a customer at a restaurant, or someone that you're dining with, maybe at your home. What drives you crazy? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. We'll go to phones in a minute. And then last week, I mentioned something that I hate. And it happens all the time. And I'll bring that back up in a minute.
I do have to ask for the nose blower haters. Are they just supposed to, do they just want the person to let the snot run down their face?
All right, Roxanne, really? How about you excuse yourself and go to the bathroom instead of going like a vuvuzela nose horn? Why don't you go to the bathroom and blow your nose instead of letting it honk on out at the table?
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out what the options are.
Let me grab Leo in Hudson. Leo, what's a big turnoff to you, my friend?
Well, we were at the restaurant that you visited with Michelle for for Valentine's Day, and the waiter at the table next to us was sweating so profusely that he was dripping in the people's food as he was serving them.
Oh, that's great. Oh, my God. Excuse me, sir. This is a little too salty for me. Are you serious?
They called the manager, and they obviously sent back the food and had another waiter come in. This guy was... I don't know if it was his first day at work.
Give the guy a cloth. Somebody pat this guy down.
It was bad. It was bad. My wife and I were like, I'm glad he's not our waiter. But yeah, it was bad.
Oh my! Like balls of sweat, like dropping off his nose into their food.
Off his forehead, yes.
Oh my God!
It was that bad.
It's 100% chance of precipitation.
Yes, it was. It was 100% chance of precipitation.
Yes. Thank you, Leo. Have a great day. Trey is in South Tampa. Trey, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi. Trey, are you there? Hello.
Trey, I hear the birds.
Yeah, Trey, you're on. Go ahead.
Hey, the worst thing I ever seen was a waiter that picked his nose.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
We walk. I'm not going to disclose the restaurant because I don't want to get nobody in trouble. But we seen it, and I got it on tape.
Hold on, you've got video of the waiter picking his nose?
Yep. I kept telling my wife, I'm like, look, I said, man, he keep playing with his nose. So I put my phone on record, and it's on there.
All right, wow. Trey, was it like a
national... Fester, he's got it in his phone like it's a family picture.
Yeah.
Right, go ahead.
He's going to share it with friends. Y'all want to see a waiter pick his nose? Was it like a national restaurant that everybody would know, or was it like a mom and pop shop?
Y'all talk about this restaurant all the time.
Wow. All right.
Ooh, that's a clue.
I'm going to give you the initials of it.
No, hold on.
All right,
if it's a national...
I'm going to give you the initials. Y'all talk about it all the time.
Okay.
Thank you.
OG.
Yeah, I think we know.
Yeah, we know.
I think we know what it is.
Trey,
thanks for the call, Trey. Did you have something for Trey?
No, I just hear the birds. Are you at an aviary, Trey? I hear birds in the
I
background.
thought I heard a tufted titmouse.
I know. I want to pull out my Merlin app.
All right, Trey, thanks for the call. Amanda's in St. Petersburg. Hey, Amanda, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi. Amanda. Hello, Amanda. All right, Amanda might have flipped over
Sorry
to.
about
Oh,
that.
there you are. All right, yeah, Amanda, you're on. Go ahead.
Good morning. I cannot stand when I'm either around or I can hear open mouth chewers. It drives me absolutely crazy. I get they're enjoying their food, but it's just like, can you do it in private, please? We don't need a show.
Yeah, the chomping, the sloppy smacking, that kind of stuff.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Michelle yells at me that I chew too loudly.
Oh, yeah, you
So,
do.
Amanda, you'd probably hate my guts.
No, I'm respectful, because I've been around certain people that they don't realize it, and it's normal, but there are some that are just very obnoxious when they do it.
Amanda, thanks for the call. Phone's jammed. Christy is in Tampa. Oh, here's another chewing loudly. Hey, Christy, hi, you're on. Go ahead.
Hey guys, it's your favorite fan, Tampa-based girl. But ever since I was little, I have always had the biggest pet peeve, almost like loud eaters. My grandfather, when we were out to dinner, when we would go to family dinners, he would chew so loudly and make this sloppy, slappy noise.
Ugh.
My mom allowed me to excuse myself from the table because I was so grossed out. And I am very open. I would speak up and then I would get myself in trouble, so they knew better. My mom's like, go ahead and leave. But I still, to this day, loud chewers, I cringe. I cringe.
Thank you, Christy. You don't want to dine with me, according to Michelle, then.
No, and say you are fired. No way.
All right. Thank you, Christy. Shannon in Lakeland, next on the MJ Morning Show. So, what is a big dining turnoff to you?
Whenever we go out to eat, when people rake the fork across their teeth, it just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Hold on. What do you mean raking the fork across their teeth? Describe that.
So whenever you put the fork in your mouth and then pull it out and it hits your teeth, that raking noise.
Wow.
All right.
I don't know if I've ever thought of that one, really. And are you ultra sensitive? You have super hearing or something?
Well, I am a stenographer, but that just drives me crazy. My sister would do it all the time. I couldn't put her at the table.
Gotcha. So you were tormented as a kid.
Yeah.
You should come in and stenograph the show. Didn't we do that?
Yeah, we
did that.
We once did, yeah. I wanted to know how many words I uttered every morning, and we brought a.
Oh boy, it was a lot.
We brought a courtroom reporter in to actually
stenographize you.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Shannon. All right, a couple more. We got to move on. Steve is in Spring Hill. Steve, what dining turnoff just really nails you?
Well, this isn't too common, but the guy had a spit bottle on the table.
Oh, no. He's chewing tobacco in a restaurant and brought his own little spit bottle?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Oh,
it's
my.
disgusting anyway, but at a table at a restaurant.
Would you rather sit next to someone with a spit bottle or a pee bottle?
Neither one.
Right?
Oh, my God. Thanks, Steve.
That was colostomy bags on the table.
All right, two more. Lisa in Hudson. Man, phones just blew out on this one. Lisa, what drives you crazy? What's a big dining turnoff for you?
Hey, good morning. When you're at a restaurant and somebody picks up their phone and has an obnoxious conversation at the next table, just blowing out this conversation on their cell phone, and you get to hear all of their business while you're trying to dine at your table.
Yeah.
Or somebody that went out to dinner with you and decides to talk on their cell phone while they're sitting at your table.
People don't realize that the cell phone microphones are so sensitive that literally you can hold the phone to your face and just, kind of talk like this.
Ugh.
And you can just talk very low into your phone. But, it's everywhere. You see people either in a store, walking around, a park, and there are some people that just want to yell into their cell phones, which I just don't get it. Thank you, Lisa. All right, final call on this. Anonymous in Dade City. Anonymous, you're on the MJ Morning Show. What drives you crazy while people are dining?
Well, it's two things, really. One thing is this person takes her teeth out at the table, and then she'll take a roll and she'll put butter on it and then lick her fingers and then grab for another roll. I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
All right, this is very specific, Anonymous.
She's gumming the bread?
Yeah, I get Fester's point. Very specific, detailed information.
Let me.
and
Hey,
they're anonymous.
thank you, Anonymous. Great call. Appreciate it. All right, let me give you two
Hot.
things that drive me nuts. And one of these I mentioned last week, and that is servers in a restaurant when they're putting like your water glass down, or they're putting down, someone orders an iced tea, someone orders a and you see the server grab the drink by the rim, and their fingers, their hand, their palm, like cupping the rim of the glass. Instead of holding the glass at the base or at the middle of the glass, the servers that touch the rim of the glass that you're about to put to your lips.
Someone just lick their fingerprint. Big deal.
That drives me nuts. And then
Number two.
There's one more. Hold on. I think I just forgot it.
Well, in the meantime, I'll tell you, I don't observe anybody doing anything bad. As I'm sitting here, I'm like, I go to dinner all the time, and I can't think of anything annoying that people do. And I'm like, maybe I just don't stare at people while they eat, or maybe I'm too drunk. Go ahead.
I thought of the other one. It's when you're out to dinner with multiple people, and let's say there are some community dishes on the table, and they use their own fork.
Who does that?
Yeah, to take food out of the community dish versus using the spoon or a fork that's in there. That also drives me nuts. You know, the fork that goes in your mouth, don't put that into the community dish. Leave that with your plate, and then use a serving utensil. That drives me nuts as well. So
I
there
have
you go.
one.
What?
I hate having an ugly server because it takes away my appetite.
All right, Froggy, come on.
Like really have a mole or something?
Come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just gross.
That's terrible. All right. It's
true.
That wraps up over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. We do it every day, about 7:25-ish, and no one else does this. An hour and 20 minutes of solid content like that?
It would be impossible.
Impossible. No one else can pull that off. All right, when we get back, we'll begin the 9 o'clock hour. And again, let me tell you what's coming up. We got a lot of stuff. I got an airplane pile today, including one of those airplane cleaner guys. You know, the crew that comes on to clean the planes?
Yeah.
This guy is letting passengers have it. This guy shot a video actually on the ramp, like at the airport, and he's just bitching out passengers and what they do to airplanes. You got to hear this. And I got a couple of other, you ought to see some one of the lawsuits being filed now against Alaska and Boeing for the door that blew out. We'll get to that coming up in a minute here. Fester sent me this story. Fester, I think you made a comment that your wife would never let you do this because you could be childless.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to that coming up. Oh, there's a 30-year anniversary. Which musical group? You're not going to believe it. I'm going to tell you which musical group has just celebrated 30 years, and you are not going to believe it. Hold on. I'm going through my pile. We got a lot of stuff, and I got a feeling that Elon Musk is going to make an appearance on the MJ Morning Show in just a few minutes. We're back in moments. Don't move. Also, your chance to win New Kids on the Block tickets with Paula Abdul and DJ Jazzy Jeff. Yeah, no Fresh Prince. I don't think he's got bigger things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but New Kids on the Block. You got Paula Abdul and DJ Jazzy Jeff coming to the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater in July, and we got free tickets for you coming up here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. Now, when you think of two... Fester, Froggy, Roxanne, me, MJ, Andrew, the producer. Saw a video yesterday of one of the airplane cleaner guys, you know, and you get off a flight. Sometimes they've even started. If you're in the back of the plane, you've seen this. You're on a regularly scheduled commercial airline, and you might be, you know, way back in row 42, seat F or something. And also, it takes a ridiculous amount of time, a lot of times, for the planes to be deplaned.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, if you're in the back and
some people are so slow.
People are just slow. You know that in order for an aircraft to be certified in an emergency, in order to get FAA certification for a new airplane model, they have to evacuate during tests. You have to be able to evacuate an airplane in 90 seconds with half of the exits inoperable. And all I know is that I've been in the back of a plane sometimes, and it seems like it takes longer to get off the damn airplane than the actual flight time. And people are just sometimes just slow. So you've seen this. If you've been in the back of the plane, that as you're getting off, the cleaning crews are already cleaning the upfront aisles. Well, this is an airplane guy that does, I guess, a lot of stuff at the airport, including cleaning the airplanes.
Yeah.
And this dude is just letting people have it. And it's a very interesting observation. Listen to this.
I got something to say. Firstly, before I start reading, hi, my name is Dre. I'm a ramper for American, and I put your bags on the plane. I take your bags.
So he's a ramper. I guess that's the term. So he loads baggage, but also cleans planes as well.
Okay. Bags off the plane. I clean off the plane. I transfer your bags to your next flight. The whole 9 yards. I can tell y'all this. Y'all have no care for how y'all leave these planes after y'all get off of them. It doesn't matter how many times a flight attendant comes up and down the aisle with a trash bag saying, hey, do you have trash? I'll still put the trash in the seat.
All right, so he's got a very good point here. Yeah. At least, 3-4 times during the flight, before landing, when they're prepping the cabin, you'll see the flight attendant roll through with the trash bags. Folks, help these crews out. Put your freaking trash in the trash bag as the flight attendant is coming by. You've got people that leave all kinds of trash stuffed in the seat pocket, under the seat, in front of the seat, in the seat, wedged between the seats. This guy's got a major point. Here, listen.
Y'all still have containers of food on the ground. Y'all still got Gatorade bottles in the seat. Why did I find a diaper under a seat today?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, right? He's right.
And then, you have people that'll change babies on the tray table. You want to talk about those tray tables are disgusting. I know that I've seen some of those swab tests where folks will swab the surface and then grow bacteria and it's imaginable. I mean, toilet seats in many cases are cleaner than the tray table on an airplane. I mean, this guy's talking about a loaded diaper underneath the seat. Who does that? Who doesn't take that to the bathroom? Who doesn't take their kid to the bathroom and use the changing table in the restroom, airplane lavatory? That's disgusting. Anyway, he continues, and he's about to make a really, really good point. Listen to this.
Y'all are literally so nasty, and I can only imagine what your house looked like. And yeah, I know this.
You hear that? So he's trying to suggest, man, if you're a slob on an airplane, what the hell does your house look like?
Video is not going to change anything because people are still going to leave their trash in the seat. But I just have to come and let y'all know how nasty y'all are. And that I know your house stank. And your mom should have taught you better on my side.
Dre from American Airlines.
He's not wrong.
Oh, boy.
What's that old jingle? We're American Airlines.
Don't leave crap on our plane.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to think of.
That guy's upset.
Let's do new American jingles. We're American Airlines. Don't leave poopy diapers under your seat, right?
I found a diaper under a chair. Why?
Don't get Dre mad at you.
Dre's all upset.
I wonder if Dre's going to get in trouble from American Airlines. Or, you know what? I'll tell you what they ought to do. They ought to get him to do the flight safety message. You know, they roll the video on the screen in the air. They ought to
watch it.
Hey, this is Dre.
Don't shove dirty diapers under the chair. I'll shove it in your face.
And
I'm Dre.
in the event of an emergency, the oxygen masks will come down, and hopefully it doesn't have diaper poop on them.
Y'all's houses stink.
Exactly.
Y'all a bunch of hoarders.
Dre from American Airlines. I love it. Hey, speaking of American Airlines, a passenger died on a Charlotte-bound flight from the Bahamas. You know, I was thinking about this. I've flown a lot. I've flown, over 1 million miles on, various airlines. I have never had anyone die on one of my airplanes. I mean, I've had some incidents on airplanes. I've had, I had an interesting technical. Actually, I've had a couple of go-arounds, which are fairly common. But, I had a cargo door warning light come on as we were taking off, and the pilot slammed on the brakes because he didn't want to take off with, a warning light came on, like cargo door had popped open or something. So I've had a couple of interesting things happen on airplanes, but I've never had a passenger die. And this is a flight for Charlotte, North Carolina, leaving the Bahamas, and a woman on board suffered a medical emergency and died. I don't think I've ever had a medical emergency on an airplane. I've never made an emergency landing, and I've flown a lot, domestically, internationally. Now, I was on U.S. Airways, and I had left Ithaca. This is when I was in college, so I flew from Ithaca to Pittsburgh, and then I needed to connect from Pittsburgh to Norfolk International. And I was on a U.S. Airways DC-9, and we were taking off. We're just zooming down the runway. I don't know if we were at V1. We might, because we ended up like almost in the grass. We didn't get off the pavement, but we were like 2 inches from going off the pavement. And we're just flying down the runway. We're getting close to V1. Maybe we hit it, close to a rotation, and the pilot just slams on the brakes. And then the pilot said, "Folks, I'm sorry about that." I think we had to go back to the gate they had to let the brakes cool because, I guess the brakes turned like red hot.
Yeah, sure. Stopping a plane like that.
What happened was a cargo door light came on indicating that the cargo door had popped open. And that's not a good thing. Just ask, was that a Turkish Airways DC-10 in Paris in 1972 or whatever that was? Yeah, you don't want a cargo door to pop open. So that was an incident. And I've had a couple of go-arounds, over the years where you're on final approach and then suddenly the plane pulls up. Incursion, a plane doesn't take off fast enough. And so I've had, probably 2, 3, 4 go-arounds. What else? A security incident on an airplane. I think the only thing I had, we had a boyfriend and girlfriend. Remember the Vegas story? Michelle and I were coming back from Vegas like 10 years ago. And what was the airline? What was the company that bought U.S. Airways before American? What was it? It was like
I don't know.
Yeah, it was like the Arizona. It was like the Arizona airline, America West. Was it?
Never heard of it.
Was that? What was it? Anyway, so we were flying a red eye from Vegas back to Tampa, and you had a man and a woman that they were just yelling at each other. You could see hands flying, and this was before we even took off. And then finally we take off, and things get worse in the air, and they're like hitting each other, screaming at each other, and finally the flight crew, they had to separate them. They left one up front, closer to the front, and they brought one to the back of the plane and put him in an empty seat. And then when we landed in Tampa, the Tampa Airport Police, they were waiting. They asked everyone to stay seated, and they removed, like, both of them. The cops removed them from the airplane when we landed in Tampa. So, those are the incidents that I've had on a flight. Yes, Andrew?
Didn't you have a flight where you had to tell somebody to get off their phone?
Oh, yeah. That was leaving Tampa. That was about 2 years ago. I think I told the story here. We were leaving Tampa, and I'm in the aisle seat. There's no one in the middle seat, and then there's a woman at the window seat. And I think it was a Delta flight. I don't know where I was flying, but I was flying alone. I was not with Michelle. I was flying alone. And this woman's on her phone. We had already pushed back, and the flight attendant said, "Ma'am, we've pushed back. The cabin doors are closed. We're taxiing. Please turn off your phone." She keeps talking, just like ignores the flight attendant.
The nerve.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Then that's a federal violation to ignore the instructions of flight crew. So then the flight attendant comes back around. We're still taxiing. "Ma'am, I need you to get off your phone."
Then what happened?
Yes, tell us.
She
Oh, God.
looked at the flight attendant,
Yes.
then went right back to talking.
No.
Still
Really?
off the phone. Then the flight attendant comes back around. We're getting close to making the turn off the taxiway for a 1-9 right departure
Okay.
from Tampa International. And the flight attendant comes back again and says, "Ma'am, we're going to have to go back to the gate if you don't get off your phone."
And MJ, the hero, stopped her from being on the phone
well-
and kept the on-time
And,
departure.
well, at this point, like after the third or fourth time, I said to the lady, "Get off your phone now."
And then
I said they're going to turn this plane around. They're going to turn this plane around. You're going to cause people to potentially miss their connecting flights.
Yep.
Get off your phone. And then she kind of went, "Brr," and it kind of
She
huffed
gave you
at
like
me.
like a horse, like a neigh. Like
and then
The passengers were like, "For a little person, he's brave."
now I had a couple of people. Well, the flight attendant thanked me.
Yeah.
After the flight, as we were departing the plane.
Yes. They actually awarded you with passenger of the flight.
I was flying to LaGuardia or Boston. I was flying somewhere up north. And the flight attendant, upon deplaning, as we're walking off, the flight attendant said to me, "Thank you very much for..."
She said, "Sir, you are a champion of flight attendants, flight crew, and passengers everywhere."
Here's your pin, little man.
The
and then
pilot.
she gave me some Delta wings.
Yeah, the pilot slow clapped MJ on the way out.
Yeah. Nice slow cat.
Oh, man. But I saw this thing about a passenger expiring on this flight.
Yeah, that happens more often than you think, because I was talking to my flight attendant friend at American Airlines, and I said, "Have you seen a lot of, I ask her all the time, any misbehavior, any drunken escapades?" She's like, "No, nothing out of the ordinary, but they see a lot more passenger health incidences that they're rampant. So I'm surprised you haven't."
I don't know what's going on, though. Here's a flight bound for Newark from London. A British national created a disturbance on a United Airlines flight. The flight was so disturbed that they had to make an emergency landing in Bangor, Maine to get the son of a off the plane. The passenger said, "I'm going to mess up this plane," and was making threats. And they asked him, "Sir, lower your voice." And finally, the crew of United Flight 883, in mid-flight, they physically had to restrain the guy. 30-year-old Alexander McDonald of Hackney, London, who the flight's captain believed represented a threat to the aircraft. So they landed in Maine and threw the guy off the plane, and he was arrested. He had diversion. All right, so that just happened in the last couple of days. Then we have Alaska Airlines and Boeing being sued for $1 billion because of the door blowout, the plug door that blew out. A trio, 3 passengers suing Alaska and Boeing for $1 billion over the incident.
Seems a little high.
Yeah, it might be a little high. This was the Portland flight where the whole panel blew out of the airplane. Yeah, we took off fine, and then just 5 minutes later, we heard a loud pop, said Kyle Rinker, talking about the door blowing out, leaving the hole in the side of the 737 MAX 9. We're just sitting there trying to relax. That thing just blew out. Oxygen mask came down. So you've got these passengers that are saying now they're traumatized. They thought they were going to die. Life flashed before them. Pay me $1 billion. I think you should probably get a little more than. Didn't like Alaska?
$1,000?
I think Alaska gave them like $1,500 and like refunded their ticket. But it's really not Alaska Airlines' fault. This is just it's a Boeing defect, which should have been caught. And let me tell you right now, this is why they tell you no lithium-ion batteries in your luggage that goes underneath the airplane. On a Breeze Airways flight from Los Angeles to Pittsburgh, That flight had to divert because a laptop battery burst into flames and caught on fire. Yeah, it was diverted to Albuquerque, New Mexico. It was an Airbus A220, and they had to make an emergency landing. The passenger was burned that had the laptop burst into flames. But if you have a lithium-ion battery in your luggage that's checked underneath the plane, now, granted, there's fire suppression equipment underneath, but there's no guarantee.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about it besides that.
Look what happened to ValueJet that crashed into the Everglades, back in the 90s. You have those oxygen generators that caught on fire, and that plane just nosedived into the Everglades. That what was that, like a DC-9, I think, back then?
Yeah, I was actually flying that same day from
Really?
Miami.
Wow.
Also, so I was like, the whole entire flight back, after we watched the news coverage of that before we left, and I was throwing up the whole time on the plane.
That plane into the Everglades, hitting the ground at hundreds and hundreds of miles an hour, that plane got squashed into like when you crush a Coke can. I mean, so sad what happened. So I think there's... Oh, and then another United story. I don't need to go into detail, but passengers banned for life after an altercation. Actually, you know what? It was the same flight. So it was the guy from London. Another one. Two passengers. The guy that caused the disturbance and somebody else. Two passengers with that incident, with that emergency landing in Maine. Two passengers banned for life from flying on United Airlines. So just a little heads up. That could be a little inconvenient if an airline bans you for life. That's insane. All right, Roxanne, you're going to love this.
All right. Tell me.
Now olive oil might be bad for you.
I saw this and I skipped over it because I'm sick of it.
Oh,
I've had it with good things being bad and bad things being good.
It's like a moving target. What's good for you is now bad for you. What's bad for you is now good for you. So now they're going after olive oil.
How dare they?
Yeah. All right,
why?
We'll get to that next. Also, which group is 30 years since their creation? You're not going to believe it. This is going to make you feel old, folks. I'm sorry. But 30 years since this group began. Which group is it? We'll tell you next. And I got a lot of loose end stuff. I mean, I love the last segment because there's just a lot of stuff that's great that we didn't get to. So high quality density of content next. Also, we'll give away New Kids on the Block, Paula Abdul, and DJ Jazzy Jeff tickets. Going to be at the amphitheater in July. And we have your tickets next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hang on. Now, That's what it's bad for you. Well, at least that's a claim. Olive oil. You know, one of the claims with olive oil and why...
Oh, she's such a bitch to Popeye.
I don't see the attraction.
I mean, those legs.
Somebody give her a sandwich.
Please.
You know,
I think she has anorexia.
He'll do anything for her.
Yeah. Olive oil could be making you fat and unhealthy, despite the fact that it has been touted forever as a major component of the Mediterranean diet.
Yeah.
You know, olive oil has always been touted as a superfood. Now, though, there is concern that olive oil will make you fat.
I eat like so much olive oil, I can't even take it.
Well, because we've been told that it's good for you, that it's a great oil.
Isn't that you dunk bread in an Italian restaurant?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pour it right down your throat.
I'm not necessarily buying this claim that olive oil is bad for you. In recent years, olive oil has earned a reputation as a superfood, partly because of research showing the Mediterranean diet is linked to numerous positive longevity studies. And for instance, cultures where they even smoke a lot or they eat a lot of red meat, the claim is, but the olive oil has, balanced things out and it's offset some of the other, concerns. But you've got some experts that are saying that the consumption of olive oil, that the positives are outweighed by the negatives, and it could actually increase people's weight, making them more prone to heart disease and obesity.
Well, this study was brought to you by peanut oil, corn fructose,
high fructose
corn syrup. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, all the bad stuff is who put this out, is my guess.
The extreme behavior hindered weight loss. People that eat a lot of olive oil. Olive oil can be high in saturated fat, counteracting purported health benefits. So,
what am I supposed to dunk my bread in?
Yeah.
Hershey syrup.
Oil is a fat.
Just take your bread and go to the chocolate fountain at the Golden Corral.
Got no problems with that.
Just stick your tongue in the chocolate fountain.
Got no problem with that.
I'll stick something else in there.
Just throw your body underneath the chocolate fountain. Froggy, why do you always have to go there?
Yeah, Froggy.
What do you think I was going to do? I said my finger.
What's your deal?
It's not like I was talking about my...
So, heads, listen, I'm not going to stop cooking with olive oil.
Me neither.
Olive oil's fat. I don't know if I'm buying this.
I don't one bit.
I think the benefits. Now, which girl group formed 30 years ago? Now, I don't want to make people feel old.
I know.
But 30 years ago, are you serious? Who do you think it is, Froggy?
The Ronettes. No?
30 years
maybe that was a
ago.
little earlier.
This would be 1994. 30 years ago, 1994.
Are they named after something in your kitchen?
Yes.
Yes. Olive oil.
Are they named after females?
Yes.
I have no idea.
Anniversary of the women first auditioning for the Spice Girls. You know, they were one of these groups that was kind of put together.
Yeah, manufactured group.
Yeah,
Their movie was great.
Like Legos, you know, just kind of snapped together. You know, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
98 Degrees.
It's
LFO.
It's a formula.
Yeah, they snapped
The Eagles.
The Eagles. The Traveling Wilburys.
Love those guys.
Yeah, a bunch of them are dead, though. Roy Orbison's gone. You got Tom Petty's gone.
Dead.
Yeah, George Harrison's gone.
Not much traveling going on.
No.
Not as much as the Highwaymen.
Hey, you probably saw, did you see the Beckhams at the game? The Posh Spice is always at the game.
I did not see David Beckham. For those that don't know, Michelle and I and Chloe, we went down to Fort Lauderdale last weekend.
Tell your friend to give me some tickets for my kids.
Yeah,
visited.
Froggy some tickets.
Yeah, I might be able to do that. Visited my parents, and Chloe, who keeps in touch with a good friend of hers from University of New Hampshire, Yannick is his name. Yannick was on the men's team at UNH up in Durham, New Hampshire. Chloe was on the women's team. They became good friends. And Yannick is an amazing player and was drafted in the first round by Inter Miami.
He's a millionaire now.
Well, I don't think he's signed the contract yet, but he was drafted in the first round, and he's played with Messi, for instance. And we went to the game. Chloe said, "Hey, I'm coming down to Fort Lauderdale," and he said, "Hey, I get tickets for every game. Would you like to go?" And he sent Chloe 3 tickets for us. But I did not see David Beckham or what was it? Sporty? What Spice was she?
She was Posh.
Posh Spice. Sorry, yeah.
The Posh one.
Gotcha.
And by the way, if you haven't seen the movie A Spice World starring Meatloaf as the bus driver, it's really good.
So good.
So good.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Yeah.
They're all still pretty hot.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Yeah.
Not Baby Spice.
The president of the Red Bull F1 team is married to Ginger Spice.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Just, you know.
Yeah, well, they're having some issues.
Oh, no.
What?
Him and Christian Horner?
She was caught drinking a Monster Energy drink, and he's like, "How could you? We're Red Bull only."
Gotcha.
It's a big deal.
Max Verstappen.
Fester sends me this story last night with Fester's proposed pile of prep.
Is that what it's called? FPPP?
Yeah. Fester sent me a link to a story, and it's sad, about a 10-week-old girl here in Florida that died in a co-sleeper accident. And
I can't even listen.
I know, but you have, these stories have popped up where a parent has their little baby, an infant, in bed, and then they'll roll over and suffocate the kid. I mean, that's why they tell you don't sleep with your baby. You don't put your baby in the bed with you. Now, they do make those little cribs or little like co-sleepers where you can put it right next to your bed, but you can't kind of roll into it.
You're not in the same mattress space.
But Fester, when he sent me the story last night, Fester said that your wife was adamant that you never fell asleep with Hadley or Hudson,
Yeah,
your
of course.
son.
Look
Yeah.
at you. Yeah, right.
Because your wife was worried that it'd be like, your kid was at the beach, playing in the sand, and suddenly Shamu comes out of the water.
Out of nowhere and just rolls over. Like a walrus appears in Florida.
Can happen with anyone.
I mean, it's a terrible story, but no, seriously, Fester was like, this is
but
true.
if you're really fat like Fester,
Yeah, I mean, it's more
dangerous.
prone. My probability is higher.
But Fester, you were serious. Your wife made sure you never fell asleep with your kids because Allison was worried about you rolling over and crushing or smothering your kid.
More so than that is the mattress area that I take at night is concave.
Yeah.
It's like a pit.
Mm-hmm.
And if I rolled out and then rolled back, the baby would fall in it, and I just
they roll right in it,
right and crush them.
I can imagine that you go to like mattress. What are mattress stores out there like?
Mattress Firm,
mattress discounters, or whatever.
There's wholesale mattresses off the back of a truck off of Nebraska Avenue.
Do they ever like wince? Like if you go mattress shopping, do they ever say anything about you like jumping on the demos in the store?
Maybe not try it out, sir. Just give it an eyeball.
They're more concerned about the frames. And they're like, sir, don't sit on that one.
Didn't Hudson, you lose him when he was a baby and he ended up in your back fat roll?
Yeah. For like a week.
Stop.
Like a week.
Yeah, he didn't eat nothing.
Here, Mike.
That's not true.
Luckily, I keep a mayo packet back there. And,
no, it's not true, MJ. You're right.
I think Elon Musk is very, very upset.
The part about me keeping a mayo packet back there is true.
That's true.
I fell asleep breastfeeding.
Oh, wait. Elon's under the table. Elon, you want to come out?
Oh, is it Elon?
Yeah, it's Elon time.
Okay, come out now.
Elon, are you upset? Are you going to be okay?
What just happened?
Are you depressed? Well, the story came out yesterday that Jeff Bezos has now pulled ahead of you as richest person in the world.
Oh, please, that stupid human penis-shaped man. Screw him and his bald body and his wife. That manufactured face. It's like me manufacturing rockets. But my rockets are better than his.
Jeff Bezos is back on top.
Fester, you be Jeff Bezos.
Hey, Elon. If you make fun of my girl again, I'm going to kick you in the jimmy.
You sound like a real nerd.
Can I do the damn story here?
It's so nice to have Jeffrey here.
Yeah, so Bloomberg's billionaire index has changed. Yesterday we found out that Jeff Bezos's net worth is now at $200 billion.
Oh, please, Bloomberg, more like Bloom Turd.
You can kiss my $200 billion butt.
Shut up, you stupid human penis.
Stop it. We stop it.
You stupid bald man, you.
All right, Musk's wealth is now at $198 billion.
That's right.
2 billion more. 2 billion more.
Shut up. Just to tell you, don't have 2 billion more than me.
2 billion more.
Oh, whatever. You shut up, you. It doesn't mean anything. We're both billionaires. And by the way, I'm better looking than you.
I am billionaire.
Whatever. You know what? I go in the corner now. I'm angry.
You can't even fathom that kind of money. $200 billion?
And they can't fathom how little we have.
I'm going to buy Jupiter just for fun.
Wait, hold on a second. You have how? Oh my God. Oh my God. So little. That would have been a better Jeff Bezos than Elon.
No, I like that one.
I like 2 billion more.
I like that one.
Mister. Hey, Mr. Elon, I got 2 billion more.
Tell you what, the fiance of Jeff Bezos looks like she's had about $200 billion in plastic surgery done.
Oh, you ever seen the 80s show Tales from the Crypt? She looks like the monster in the beginning.
I don't think she looks that bad, but
yes,
still.
that face. Oh,
I mean, well, in the morning, yes.
Makes me want to reversal.
She cleans up nicely.
You're such a little weenie, man.
Yeah.
My whole body's a weenie. Say it again.
So Jeff Bezos is now apparently $2 billion ahead of Elon Musk.
Oh, whatever. I'll make that. I left that in my jean pockets.
I mean, it's $200 billion. Imagine just having $1 billion.
Yeah.
Imagine just having 100 million. Imagine having just 10 million. I mean, and then you can't even fathom that.
Yes, it's like a radio guy in the mid 2000s. Now you're nothing but the pity man living under the bridge.
You talking about me?
No, you? No. Oh, no. Oh, no. Elon, I leave now.
All right, what else do we have before we get... Oh, a couple of celebrity items here. Yeah, this kind of angered me a bit. So some rich Indian billionaire that's been in the news, some Indian billionaire had like some massive like $150 million, I think like a pre-wedding party. Have you seen this?
The Indian billionaire stories are just coming out left, right, and center.
So there's an Indian billionaire that I think I saw that he was showing off his $1 million watch. I think it was like a Richard Mille showing off his watch. And it's like $1 million watch.
Richard Mille?
So Richard Mille. So the guy threw a $150 million pre-wedding bash. This is even before the wedding, so I don't even know how much they're going to spend on the damn wedding. For the pre-wedding bash, this Indian billionaire hired Rihanna. Do you know how much Rihanna charged to perform at this event?
Dude, if a billionaire's having me sing a handful of songs, I'm charging the moon.
The $6 million I charge.
That's exactly what it was. It was
Wow.
$6 million.
Wow.
Jeez.
Was Froggy Rihanna's agent? What the what?
But here's the... Oh, and by the way, guess what? Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg,
Yes, I was there as well.
Ivanka Trump were among the people that attended this Indian billionaire, Anant Ambani. They're among the folks that were at this party, and Rihanna was paid $6 million for a 90-minute appearance. But here's the deal. The reports is that Rihanna came across as sluggish, lazy, uninspired, like she just phoned it in. If you're being paid $6 million to do a 90-minute appearance,
I work in a little twerk set in the middle.
How are you not kicking some serious butt for $6 million? Yeah, she took to the stage. This is a lavish event in Jamnagar, India on Friday. And, I mean, you had other billionaires there. This Ambani guy is 28, the youngest son of India's biggest business tycoon, Mukesh Ambani. And Rihanna was paid $6 million purportedly, and it was said that she wasn't inspiring. Her performance was lazy and boring.
Yeah, right. I'm watching it. It's awesome. Is she pregnant?
$6 million? Come on.
Why couldn't she have asked for 10? I mean, what's the deal? What's the matter?
You remember the trial with Gweneth Paltrow and that guy? Remember the ski accident?
Oh, yeah.
And remember Michelle and I recreated it on the slopes of Vail.
Oh, yeah.
Like a year and change.
Course.
Yeah, of course, it was a classic. On my Instagram, a total classic. Do you know that based on the Gweneth Paltrow ski incident, they are launching a musical?
What?
A musical comedy inspired by Gweneth Paltrow's 2023 ski trial is coming to the U.S. It's called Gweneth Goes Skiing.
It's awesome.
Creators Linus Karp and Joseph Martin will reprise their roles as the Goop founder and retired optometrist Terry Sanderson at Utah's Egyptian Theater in Park City.
Oh, wow.
The dates kick off on May 16th until the 26th. Musical is for audiences 16 and older, as the show contains strong language, adult humor, and exploding vagina candles.
I love all three of those things.
Well, because remember with Gwyneth Paltrow's business, she sells like the vagina candle.
Yeah.
She sells, yeah. Do we really need what kind of show could this be? A musical based on the trial?
Ah, that's crazy. I just, Gwyneth Paltrow, best thing she's ever done, in my opinion. Not the vagina candles necessarily, but the movie Sliding Doors. If you haven't seen, have you seen it, MJ? Sliding Doors?
I've seen it. She plays two characters.
Yeah, it's really good.
I have not. So
Fantastic.
I should
I've never
add
seen
that. Add it to the list.
Add it to the list. You guys would enjoy that.
All right, we got to roll.
It's a chick flick, dude.
Yeah, folks, I want you to have a fantastic Tuesday. Let me see if I can make it a little better right now. New Kids on the Block with Paula Abdul and DJ Jazzy Jeff. They're going to be at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater on Friday, July 19th. And if you're caller 30 right now, you win. You got the tickets. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. And the tickets are all yours. And Andrew would love to talk with you. Caller 30, good luck. All right, we're done. You need to get a hold of me. I'm MJ at mjmorningshow.com, my private email. My Instagram is Certified MJ Radio. Check out the content. Give me a follow. Roxanne is
at Roxanne Wilder on IG.
Fester is?
Don't worry about it. If you need to get a hold of me, just don't. Fight the urge, people.
If you need to get a hold of Fester, contact me, Froggy MJ Radio.
Yeah,
everybody who follows me gets $1 million.
Will you stop it? And of course, if you want to really get a hold of Fester, his personal cell phone is what, Froggy?
813-310-8444.
There
Text
you
them
go.
all day.
There you go. All right, folks, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow, and let's be careful out there.
The Q105